check with anyone.
Hello, and welcome to this week's VRSpies podcast. And this week we have the VR unicorns are here to talk about Selfie Tennis and other things, I'm sure. We have Horatio and Milan and Julie in the middle there. Let's just flick over there. Oh, no, she's moved. She's now on the edge. There's Julie in the middle. That's right. Julie on the right. Okay, so they're here today to talk about Selfie Tennis and obviously any other kind of subjects we want to talk about. And obviously a subject is going to be dominating tonight. We've got lots of things on the schedule. We're going to be talking about things like the terrible shipping stuff going on with Oculus and Vive. Everyone's very excited about that. We're going to complain and bang our fists on the desks and drink, get angry, and use swear words. Wayne's going to talk about Vortex. Wayne is now Mr. Vortex, in case anyone missed that.
Not officially.
Oh, you are so Mr. Vortex.
Oh, you absolutely are. Greg is going to talk about the positives around Oculus. Yeah, we found some, so that's good. Don's going to be in the background tonight, really just kind of interfacing with the audience and making sure that all the questions get answered there. Gamehar's going to talk about some of the other issues that have been floating around on Reddit, be they April Fool's jokes or not. We're not really sure. I'm going to talk about HTC Vive because I'm now an HTC Vive fan, don't you know?
Yeah.
I absolutely love HTC Vive. Yeah. Despite all that stuff before, that I don't talk about. Other stuff. So I'm talking too much. So, Greg, over to you to introduce your guests that you kindly arranged, and thank you for joining us.
Yeah, so tonight we have the VR unicorns, developers of Selfie Tennis. We have Milan, Horatio, and Julie. So, guys, you want to tell us a little bit about Selfie Tennis?
Yeah, sure. In Selfie Tennis, you play tennis against yourself, and you teleport every time you hit the ball, and you have to hit it back to yourself and make points. And apart from that, you just mess around in the level, and you can kill the audience and do funny stuff.
And you can take selfies.
You can take selfies?
Yes, you can take selfies with a selfie stick and tweet them as GIFs to Twitter.
Yeah, it's
That's
really fun.
awesome.
All right.
Yes, why not?
Yeah.
I'm liking the sound of it, man. I might actually win, so I'm feeling that.
Yeah.
And also, I understand the game has just gone live. So where could we potentially purchase your game?
Steam. Just post the link somewhere. Should we do it?
Yeah.
We should perhaps have a link. For the
There
audience.
should have been in the show notes.
I will do that. I'm just showing the video now, just for the hell of it, and I will paste the link into the chat, into the room as well. But it's looking good.
Yeah.
And of course, it looks like it's extremely good exercise. That young lady there, jumping around, which is marvelous. Right. Okay. So great. Fantastic. So what made you come up with the idea of Selfie Tennis? Why specifically tennis?
We were working on another game, and Milan came up with the idea once we were eating pizza in the night. And then I made it the next day instead of working on the actual game, and it kind of stuck because it was way more fun.
All right.
Okay.
Now we're here.
Nice
But
one.
yeah, really spontaneous.
We're like in the hat there, Julie. What is that you've got on your head?
It's
Vive.
unicorn.
Julie.
I'm a unicorn. I got this from one of my friends at Unity. He helped me in with my kayak in the Unity office on a weekend, and then he gave me this because he thought of me. So I've been wearing it ever since.
Nice. I actually saw the video you in the kayak with the Vive controllers on the paddle. That was pretty cool.
Exactly. It was only real, which it isn't. I made it because I kind of forced my way into an office on a weekend and had trouble with security, and I knew I would get everyone in trouble. So instead of just being honest, then I made a video of me doing a kayak surf game, which doesn't exist.
And now we're asked.
So the guy who recorded that, he's the guy who gave me the unicorn hat. So I promised to give demos during GDC, but I avoided all of them because the game doesn't exist.
Fair play.
Nice.
Okay.
So have you guys? Have you guys actually had a chance to try out both of the consumer units, like the main ones, like Oculus and also like HTC's? Have you?
Yeah, we're trying everything.
where we
control
are.
everything.
He's wearing it on his head, Wayne. You're not a very observant person.
Yeah, I can see like he's got like the Vive on his head, but like has he played around with the touch as well?
I don't want to wear the Oculus though.
So
We only like working with the Vive because
far.
we like motion tracking.
Alright.
yeah,
We like
It's
moving
good.
You're not
around. and
supposed to
jumping.
say that in public, were we?
I don't care.
I don't know.
Legal stuff.
It's all right. It's all about honesty up on this podcast, so it's cool.
Well, we didn't sleep for a week, so I guess we can just say whatever, right, and get away with it. But
Precisely.
yeah.
But it's mainly about the controllers and the interaction, and since the Oculus doesn't have that so far, you can't just walk around and turn around.
Yeah.
Vive was just more fun to develop for.
Yes. So you hear that, Oculus? I mean, you slipped up there. This is from the developers themselves. You know, you should have touch controllers.
I was quoted the other day because I apparently said that playing VR with a gamepad was so 2014.
Oh,
Just
that's
that-
awesome. That
You
is
know?
so awesome.
It's
Yeah.
true. It's very true.
Like, who
Yeah.
wants simulators? We all developed walking simulators because that's the only thing we could do. And also, until we got the Vive, we were also on a gamepad, but it wasn't nice and it wasn't fun, and you get motion sick. And I just love moving around.
The most we could get out of it is make fun of it and make silly games like
Like
Drunken
Johnny
Johnny.
Johnny. I actually made a game where you're drunk in VR and you puke in VR. I
Oh,
laughed.
yeah. I think I remember that.
I'm just
Really?
looking at the Steam page for Selfie Tennis at the moment. That's it's retailing for $14.99 at the moment, which is it's a quite good price, I suppose. Good price. What was-
That's so loud as well, Greg, man. That's like.
Oh,
your
that-
vape is like really
I'm
loud.
sucking that vape. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
We need to be clear that isn't crack. That isn't crack.
No, I am not.
Yeah, it's not a
smoking
crack pipe.
pipe.
Oh, man.
For the uninitiated, that's
Yeah.
not crack.
Well,
Crack is whack, kids. Crack is whack.
Crack is whack. Okay. Yeah. So, well, thank you very much for joining us, guys. And you know, so the whole thing with HTC Vive, you're obviously fans of the technology because of the access. Do you feel it would have gone the other way had you had access earlier to touch?
Oh, we had access to touch quite early.
Should we
just-
tell them?
Oh, no.
Have they should-
Well, the thing is, we tried it. We didn't like it.
Interesting.
Okay.
Interesting.
Okay.
I tried to read it, am I? No, we
I didn't sign anything.
You guys are killing me, man.
We
We did-
break so many NDAs on this channel. I
Okay.
wouldn't worry about it.
we haven't signed any NDAs, so we can actually say whatever we want because we're not very good at signing NDAs because we can't keep secrets. But we did, in fact, get a kit, but since we didn't really need it at that time, and since like the touch weren't shipping like with the CB1, then we decided just to focus on Vive. Like, fact is, we're game jammers. We go to a lot of events, a lot of game jams. We develop games all the time, and we show them off immediately. And with the touch controllers, there were some constraints with not, like, as I guess you guys have snapped up for, like, everything else. But we couldn't really bring them to game jams, whereas with Vive, we could bring the Vives everywhere we go. When we're flying it with them, we even lending them out to fellow developers and whatnot, because we were fortunate to get quite a few. And that means that it fits very well with our development style and our kind of lifestyle business, right?
Mhm.
So Oculus did send us a kit. They sent it to a group of other developers, and we were supposed to get it. And then we actually just asked those developers whether they wanted to keep it for a bit longer because they were using it, and we knew we wouldn't be using it. And Oculus is aware that we kind of dumped their kit in London, and we're kind of known for that now. So I'm not sure they're going to send us anything ever again. But the fact is, we move around a lot when we play games, and we break shit, and we probably broke some other stuff.
And the main reason why we didn't work with it is that we couldn't turn around. We actually had games that required that. So, I mean, unless that happens, it's no use for us. But as soon as we have the 2-camera tracking and you can move around and you can pretty much interact somewhat room scale, of course, it doesn't seem like it's going to be as good as the Vive, but as soon as that's supported, like, we're totally open to work with it.
We're open to any platform. It just has to
you
make
know?
sense for the games. And also, we have a ski jumping game. Like, you're jumping up and down with the Vive, and people love doing that. Valve seems to like that we're doing crazy stuff. So, but it just seems like Oculus, you kind of like their approach to VR all the time, and also like since we started working on anything on Oculus, which is like 2.5 years ago, is that they kind of want you to like stay a little bit still, please sit down, don't make too much of a mess, and we're really messy. And we are running around the room all the time. We have a racing game where we're sliding into walls and like all this jazz. And and it's just like we have to work like on something that can kind of like survive a few punches, right? Is that?
What's your opinions against like?
Survive a few punches.
What's your opinions against like say room scale versus something like Virtuix Omni? Like, have you got any sort of thoughts about that technology? Like,
I've seen the Omni at the GDC only. I haven't tried it, and people were really struggling to slide their feet on the thing, and it didn't move them. And sometimes it would move them, and it worked. But
this is
where
buyer's remorse here.
And it's super cool, but until it works, it's really like you can mess somebody up if they have a certain expectation, if they want to control the game in a certain way, and it just doesn't do what they want. And you know, again, until that technology works properly and it's accessible and it's easy just to kind of set up and jump into it. If you have to have a weird setup and it's complicated, the Vive is very easy to set it up. So that's why it's. I'm also a little bit disappointed with the Omni, but I was very into it before I came to GDC. We were talking about it. We have this friend of ours who's kind of like, he's from Norway.
Nice. Yeah. No, he's Danish. He just works in Norway.
Yeah.
So our VR friend from back home. He
has
pre-ordered all the funny locomotion stuff.
Yeah, and I was super excited. He was gonna get the Omni. Now I'm excited to try it, but I know that we're gonna stick to the Vive.
We've also tried a discount version. Remember at Shadow Games, there were the people making the thing with like the circuit and the silver thingy. Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, and I mean we tried a lot of stuff with the Kinect. We tried the more control you have and the more one-to-one interaction it is more fun. Even the most simple stuff like breaking boxes and spawning stuff feels so much better.
Interactivity, man. Like if you can pretend to sort of be in real life in VR, I think that's what we're going for, because that's what we think is funny.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. That's awesome. We actually have a question for the unicorns from the chat here. Zippin's asking, are you guys going to be at the Nordic Game Jam?
Of course we are, man! Dude, we've been involved with Nordic Game Jams for years.
I'm volunteering 4th year now.
Yes, and I won last year.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that too. I've been an organizer for years. I'm not so heavily involved anymore because I'm constantly on the road, but I still help out with whatever I can. So we'll all be there. Yeah, we're getting back to that. We're literally flying from San Francisco to go back for Nordic Game Jam. We're also exhibiting Selfie Tennis at there's an expo. Yeah, but I can't remember whether it's at Build.
There's a pre-party or expo.
Yeah, there's some stuff during the day Thursday, so we're setting up with a super hardcore jet lag. We'll be setting up Selfie Tennis. So if you find beers when you're there, we could probably use them. Oh, and if there's anyone who wants to help us out with like hosting Selfie Tennis so we can get shit-faced, just let us know.
Absolutely. So how have you found the kind of the response to Selfie Tennis so far? Has it been good from the people who have been able to use it with the Vives?
Yes. Whenever people play it, they start smiling and they get really happy and they get kind of lost in the experience, which is really cool to see. And that's like really, yeah.
I'm usually looking forward to playing it. I mean, I'm just waiting on the Vive to arrive, guys. But as soon as I do, it's probably one of the first things I'm going to fire up and.
Take a selfie.
I certainly will.
Whenever I make selfies, I just stand and smile in the Vive because I think I'm actually on camera.
Yeah, she's really posing. It's very cute.
Yeah, they're laughing at me whenever I play.
It sounds good.
Yeah, I've actually can't wait. I mean, I jumped in using the DK2 just to see if it'd work, and I loaded in with the DK2 and it works fine, but I'm stuck. I can't move. I can't do anything. I'm just stuck.
Yeah. No, but it makes sense. It's of course you can't.
Because there are people who've asked me, like, could they just like sneak in without having the Vive yet? And I said, probably can't.
You know what? If you get your hands on touch controllers. I don't know.
Yeah, can anyone
try it? I want to try it. We should try it.
We're in the Unity office in San Francisco. Unity.
Unity.
Oh yeah, Unity. and we've seen what they have. So we'll probably just like. We laugh.
That's a good question. I mean, the coach is supported, but.
Yeah. Well, SteamVR
Maybe
is
SteamVR
is the most fantastic thing we've ever worked with, like besides Unity. But it's kind of insane, so it's nice.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Hopefully I should have the Vive next week, and we'll jump into Selfie Tennis, make some videos, and have some fun.
I think we sent all of you keys, or at least I sent some. Woohoo! Oh, I like
Great
it.
stuff. Okay, so if you're watching on the channel, or if you're watching this on a pre-recorded archive, there you go. It's available now. It's on Steam. Selfie Tennis. It does look absolutely fantastic fun, and it kind of, I hate to say it, guys, but it kind of, I get really excited about this because it kind of reminds me of Wii Tennis. You know Wii Tennis. Everyone got so excited about Wii Tennis, and then when it turned up, it was basically shit. This is actually going to be actually like tennis, and that I'm really excited about.
But people broke their TVs, right? And
Yeah. Okay.
I think people will break their computers as well.
We already get a lot of like casualties reports of people's lives.
Make sure you wear the straps.
Wear the straps. Don't throw the
Wear the straps.
Or have soft rugs and everything covered.
Room pattern.
One thing that I was wondering, I noticed that obviously the name Selfie Tennis kind of says you're playing with yourself, but have you guys? I know you've kind of like this sort of crazy aspect to your game, but have you thought about maybe adding any multiplayer at any point so you could maybe have like two people playing tennis with themselves where they can fuck with the other person's ball?
Exactly, where you tilt it back and forth. Yes, we have thought of that, and we might do it.
Yeah, if we do, it's the only.
Yeah, we won't do like a real tennis game because that's not fun. Who the fuck wants to play real tennis?
No, just like fuck up the other person's game. You know?
But yeah, we're doing like double tennis. It's gonna be called double tennis, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Double tennis. Excellent.
I just played real tennis last weekend. That was bloody hard.
You always have to go and fetch the ball.
Oh, so annoying. It didn't just respawn.
The physics sucked. It just didn't feel right.
It was so tough. We have video of that. We should post it online.
Yeah.
It's so silly. We're so bad at real tennis.
It's really boring. Most of the time, we just run and get the balls. And I wait for the other guy to serve. He hits the net. I'm just sitting there. What are you doing?
We had two friends. We had Aiden and Greg.
They were much
Greg
better
from Double Fine. They came and tried to teach us tennis. I'm not sure we were good students. Well, you listened at least.
Well, they actually knew how to play, and I was still waiting a lot of the time. So there you go, you know. But the cool part was we could still hit the balls in the park.
Yeah, we kept throwing the balls outside of the court. That was bad. But people were nice. They threw them back in.
They didn't die from the balls.
Yeah, we didn't kill anyone. It was kind of weird. I was considering spending.
It was kind of weird. Didn't kill anyone. That's awesome. So we actually, I was going to say, we actually have a couple more questions for the devs here in the chat. Stuart was wondering which part in the development process takes each and every one of you.
I'm programming and doing physics stuff and whatever. We have an artist from Germany who's helping out on who made the art.
Artists, so we're
Shout
working,
out to Andy.
We're working with three freelance artists. One is Andy from Germany, and then Simon and Andreas from Sweden.
Yes,
so Andy did like most
flag.
of the art for Selfie Tennis. Andreas, he did the selfie stick itself, and Simon, he did all the swag and the unicorns and everything. And when we go back home to Denmark, we're gonna jam up Ski Jump because we're releasing that in 3 weeks, and that's with 2 of the guys. And we kind of work with people where we need to.
He's making the music as well.
I made the music, and I'm
the design
doing all
and
the
all
audio
this.
code and a lot of game design. And
I made balls.
ideas.
I made balls.
That's awesome.
I'm the worst
So
coder.
we got one more question here from the chat for you guys. Nathy is wanting to know how does a daily work day look at your office, because you guys seem so motivated from VR.
Kind of like this.
Well, right now we're in San Francisco, so we're sharing an apartment, and it's like you sleep where you drop, and then sometimes you wake up again. That's been the past week.
If we have a crazy idea, we pretty much just make another game on the spot, and if it's shit, it's still funny usually, but we don't show it to anyone.
We're usually doing something, and then at some point someone says, "What if we do this?" And then we all get excited, and then we just start making it, drop everything, and then.
And actually, sometimes I'm the responsible adult and say, "Hey, remember we told Valve we were going to push the build live." And then, like,
somebody's got to do it, you know. I mean,
well, it's just I'm the oldest. Right?
Julie's the producer.
Fuck you.
I get a feeling that they'll look back on these kind of podcasts and look back at the history of how software development happened and how we moved from these kind of big software houses to smaller kind of homegrown development studios like your own. And it's absolutely fantastic to see it, see you guys talking about it. That it's so organic and it's so, I don't know what you call it really, just sort of community-based, right?
We tried at one point with the other game, which we call Ragnarok. We tried to be grown-ups and like have production plans and shit, and it just made us all very unhappy, and it wasn't fun. And like we would always jam in the evening anyways, and when we discovered that how much fun, like we're game jammers, we all know each other from either Nordic Game Jam, Shadow Games, XL Game Jam, the Global Game Jam, whatnot. Like everyone.
Yeah, Milan joined the team after we jammed in Iceland.
Yeah, Icelandic Game Jam. That's
so
fucking
nice.
amazing too. So,
I definitely think you guys are doing a great job, because I mean I love the fact that you are gamers, gamers creating games. I mean, you clearly show a great passion for what you're doing, and that's what I love about groups like yourselves, and it's not a big cooperative game build, I'm from Norway, so I sometimes struggle in my own words and I explain stuff so shitty, but I think you guys are doing a great job and you seem like a very fun team. So I wish you the best of luck, with Selfie Tennis, and once I see a key, I will be sure to play it. Yeah, just saying.
That was the least subtle hint I've ever heard.
Oh yes, yes.
The fact was, as I said, we were trying to be grown-ups, and then we realized we really aren't, and then we just started focusing on our silly, funny, crazy, semi-pretend sports games for VR. And since then, we've just been really happy.
Precisely. All I can say is, don't grow up, man. It's a trap. Just stay tough, for as long as you can.
It is a trap. It is a trap. You're absolutely right. No, it's good. And I think you should stay organic and stay fun right up to the point where you're like a mature software house and you've got employees. And then start bossing them around and being all kind of regimented.
Okay, we got another question for him from Zipon. Is Ragnarok VR still a thing?
Maybe! The fact is, that's a game I've been working on for 2.5 years for VR, and we all kind of started working on together because of that. Well, so we're going to Isolation Game Jam in June, and since Ragnarok is kind of set in Iceland, I might start working on it again. I'm not sure I could convince the guys, but let's see. Maybe they keep telling me, Julie, if you need anything, just let us know. But maybe it's just this thing that will never ever happen, but I'll just be talking about it for 10 more years, or maybe it actually will happen.
I think we're gonna try to make it into a walking experience. You have to walk a lot.
Walk simulator.
That's kind of the.
I'm not sure it might happen. Literally right now, our focus is on Selfie Tennis and ski jump, and I realize I will eventually need sleep, so I'm not sure whether I can develop more games.
Oh, look, somebody's showing this screenshot.
I don't know. I need sleep. Yeah, that was
okay. I'd not heard of Ragnarok VR before. Norse mythology horror.
It was so happening, man.
I'm just not down with the kids.
We're probably gonna make that instead. I'm not gonna spoil the next one. We're probably gonna make a lion-taming game as well.
Lion-taming game. That's awesome.
Secrets. Remember all the secrets. We don't really have secrets because we can't fucking shut up.
We have one. Right. It's kind of like this, but I can't tell anymore.
No, don't tell them.
Don't tell them.
We don't have a huge number of. Well, the thing is that we get so drunk on this podcast. If you actually carefully watch each episode, I think we break about 3 or 4 NDAs per episode on average. So we're just waiting to get sued, really.
Why do you sign NDAs?
No, we don't. But people that do.
Sometimes we do.
Sometimes we do.
Oh yeah, you do. You get all the cool stuff. I don't.
Well,
I don't sign shit.
Shit happens, man.
So, Wayne, you never actually got to your point earlier about why you asked about room scale versus locomotion. Wayne.
Yes.
Buyer's remorse.
Yeah, I'm a bit pissed off about it all, to be honest. I bought an Omni like over a fucking year ago. To be honest, I'm still waiting. You know what I mean? And then I saw a picture of it. Yeah, find that picture. Find the fucking picture. There's a lorry.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the one that I posted. Yeah, that's the one I posted. But
it ain't gonna get in the door. It ain't gonna get in the door. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. And you can't. I don't know. eBay that shit maybe. I don't know. Just have to wait and see. But at the moment.
If you have a kid, you can store him in there.
Yeah.
Until you get him back.
That's smart.
Yeah, I didn't even tell the wife either, man. She's gonna be like, "What the fuck is this?"
Oh my god. Yeah, you're in so much trouble, man.
It's the pool fix because it has this ring and they can stand. You know, you can or umbrellas.
Umbrellas,
I think
yeah.
A lot of stuff.
Let's see here. We got actually a question from the Push for Immer dev for
Gary.
you guys. Yeah, Gary. How intense was the workload leading up to the release of Selfie Tennis? Any sleep in the last couple of days?
Totally smooth. We're sleeping all day.
Well, there you go.
I mean, the game was pretty much done for a long time. So all we need to do is fix minor things.
Which takes us...
And like 10 more features.
You know?
Yeah, I think the selfie stick was the most insane thing that we ever did.
We haven't slept much this week. And we're still updating like almost daily. So like Selfie Tennis isn't done per se. We just kind of decided to push it live because that was one of our very grown-up decisions.
But it's pretty good.
But it's done in
like gameplay-wise, yeah. But
game.
we'll add like more features and more fun stuff and so on because we just like jamming out crazy stuff. But we wanted to get it out there now. That was just kind of like a feeling we had.
People like it already, and they just wanted it. You know, they wanted to play it. So we said, okay, shouldn't we? But we have to finish it first. No, guys, just push it. And then we said, okay, let's push it.
So we pushed the button.
I think we're seeing a lot of these early access type things, and VR is really kind of bringing that. You know, as long as it's playable and I can do it in VR and I enjoy it, man, I'm good for it. You know, push it. So.
Yeah, definitely. Early access is a good thing.
Early access, but actually we were advised to just push it out, and then we did it.
We can always make another game. Okay.
Well, we are making. Remember, we're launching the other game in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
3 weeks.
Alright. So one thing anyway, obviously Selfie Tennis, you play against yourself. How the fuck do you beat yourself?
Who wins?
Be nice to yourself. Be nice to yourself.
You should not beat yourself, Greg. Don't beat yourself, man.
I beat myself far too much, man.
I'm kicking my own ass. Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't have to be a competition, Greg. I think that's what we're saying here. It doesn't have to be a competition. You know, it can always be just for fun.
Yeah,
see here. Yak Hat Games is wanting to know what's the selfie stick feature. What is it?
Oh man, haven't you seen the tweets?
You can take selfies with a selfie stick in the game, and then you have a little GIF that loops, and then you can tweet it out if you like it. But you can also use the selfie stick as a catapult for the racket.
Yeah.
Or just throw it at people and film that and tweet that out. And
spank.
Just like in real life, selfie stick.
Talking of GIFs in tennis, did you see Chris, UKRifter's little GIF he put on Twitter for Selfie Tennis?
Wait.
Remember that, Chris? The guy playing tennis with like disco lights flashing, he was doing a little dance.
I just thought that was apt. I just found that and I thought, how sweet.
That was cool. I liked that.
Good stuff. Well, I'm very much looking forward to playing it. Of course, yes, it's all kind of loaded up and ready to go, and I've got the same problem as Greg. I just got to sort of stand there waving my arms around, nothing's happening. But it'll happen. I'll get there.
It'll happen next week.
I'm hoping I'll get my HTC order confirmation come through within the next few minutes.
What time is it?
Well, I reckon it was going to happen around about midnight, but it's gone past midnight now, so maybe it's not. So maybe I'll drink it.
Didn't they try and take the money? Yeah, they tried to take the money, didn't they? But like, your bank blocked it. Is that right?
Yeah,
Yes,
it's happened
that's
to a lot of people. Basically, HTC decided to do their UK payment transfer at midnight in the UK, and because of the time of day and the size of the payment, a lot of banks thought it was fraud and declined the payments, so they're now having to take the payment again. Yeah.
Yeah, that was huge.
I was a bit annoyed about that.
I don't know. I'm actually kicking my own ass right now for not pre-ordering the Vive. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. So.
We'll see.
I think you weighed it out, mate. I think like I was in the same boat as you. I ended up back in Oculus, and the reasons at the time of doing it were all valid, man. Oculus is flourishing financially. Look at HTC, and they weren't doing so well. So you're kind of like, who's more stable? Who's going to be around longer? I mean, at the moment, things have gone to shit for Oculus. But at the time when you pre-ordered it, it all made sense there and then. So you can't really regret it. Well, I suppose you can, but you might as well just fuck it and crack on.
Well, no, I'm not regretting anything. I'm just saying I wish I would have ordered both of them. So.
Yeah, I guess.
The only thing is you can't play all the cool Vive games.
Yes.
The downside. You still get the screen.
Regarding like the HTC though, with Steam VR, like Oculus runs on Steam VR though, right? So.
Steam VR runs on Oculus, yes.
Yeah. So like, if you've got an Oculus Rift, you can still play Steam VR titles. I mean, so when the touch drops, surely like you'll be able to get all the catalog anyway. But I don't know. Is that right or?
Well,
Depends on developers.
You would have thought so, but then, like Chris is saying, it will probably depend on the devs. It's one of these things that we'll have to wait and see.
Well, exactly, and okay, I'm not saying that maybe VR Unicorns, you're the example of how every developer must be thinking, but even if half of them, I mean, if half of them are as disillusioned with Oculus as you guys sound, then well, they're in trouble for these Steam titles getting developed, right?
The thing is, I think all us developers want a de facto standard. So, like, first of all, like, I guess a lot of VR developers in general are on Unity, so you have a platform that can actually push out to different, like an engine that can push out to different platforms. But then, yet again, a controller standard is also really nice, and I think that's where I've always been in love with the Move controllers from Sony. So I was so happy the first time I tried the Vive controllers because they reminded me of that. Like, you have a trigger, you have a touchpad, you have a few buttons, all great. Like, that was amazing. I was super happy because we've been using the Sony Move controllers in the game jam scene for years, right? And then when Oculus came out with their touch controllers, and Horatio always say I'm just a hater, but it just kind of feels like a tiny sex toy to me.
Mm-hmm.
Is that appropriate? But nonetheless, like, I just, like, why don't they develop a standard that we can all sort of, so it's easy for the players to play and also easy for us developers to make a game that fits all, because essentially, of course, we want our game to be played by as many players as possible. So we want to support all the platforms, but as long as there's no standard, then it makes it really wobbly for us, right? Because fact is, we're free core developers. Horatio is doing most of the code, right? Like, we don't have time to both come up with like new prototypes and also do all the porting work and make sure that everything works and so on.
So, it's the lack of a standard that's the problem, and that's what's really kind of preventing you having any interest in Oculus Touch as a platform.
I mean, we still have interest.
still have interest.
Once it's possible and we have time, we're definitely going to port it and test it because it's interesting, and then more people can play it, which is...
Yeah,
that's
like
basically what we want.
What we want is more people can play. We just wish that Oculus had made some smarter strategic decisions to make that possible for us developers.
Okay, yeah, that kind of makes sense.
Mm-hmm. It's ridiculous.
I think it's,
I want to do it now. It's funny. It's already
like,
fun.
Finish your touch controllers and start shipping them, right? That's what we're all waiting for.
Preach it.
Yeah, well, I mean, when you're talking about finish the touch controllers, when the Rift actually does appear in people's houses eventually, one of the issues you've got is people are having to wait on the touch, and it's the motion control's available on the Vive straight away. For me,
system. Like, if I buy something, I don't know. I'm sitting here on the Mac right next to. I'm still like emailing and tweeting and chatting, but like I want a full system. Hey, Silvio, come in.
Can I crash about?
Yeah. So this is Silvio from Unity Labs. He's setting up Unity Labs, and it's an amazing guy at Unity. And he's the guy who invited us over here and lets us crash in the office.
Hello.
Hey, Silvio.
Hey, Silvio, welcome.
I took his Oculus Unity some years ago, and his wives.
There you go. Right on.
Where are you guys?
All over the
over?
world. Yeah.
Hi.
Hey.
Hey.
Hi there, how you doing?
Oh,
Good
and
to see you.
sexy Silvio.
Look at the glass. It's the glasses. It's the glasses.
We put a sign up at his desk, and then apparently they had some very important people walking around the other day, so he had to take it down.
But I'm gonna put it back.
Okay, I'll make a new one. Sexy
Yes.
Silvio.
Yeah. Well, that's an electronic cigarette.
Well, this has been
are you hearing my crack pipe, are you?
Because we all have the like regular size ones. Greg's got like the extra large, mega.
Yeah, Greg, what on earth's going on there? Hold it up again, Greg. Let's have a look at that.
Wait, so the Vive, like, I think what I wanted to say with like being sitting on a Mac is that I like complete systems. I like that that the fact that the HTC Vive is shipped with like everything you need, of course, except for the computer. Whereas Oculus right now shipped with a gamepad. People wait for the touch controllers. PlayStation VR shipped with partial sort of fun stuff, which means that as a developer, like if we develop something as Selfie Tennis where we need the full Vive setup, then we kind of have to, like, we're fully dependent on Oculus and Sony to ship a full system as well, right? Elsewise, it's going to be like half of the players being like, we can't play this game because, like, dude, we don't have the move controllers or the touch controllers and whatnot. And that's so sad. Just, like, ship the full package. I know that then they go out and compete on price instead, but, like,
Yeah, and
it's
in a way,
half the experience.
they're asking us to compromise and make games only using the gaze or only using head rotation instead of motion tracking, and that's just silly.
I've just got a little question there.
Not a cool game if you just want to appeal to all the devices. No, I'd rather make a game that maybe works for fewer devices. Hopefully, people get to play it eventually, but it's just a different experience. It's not worth.
When you guys mentioned PlayStation VR a minute ago there, I just got a little question for you to see what your opinion is on this. Recently, Sony have announced PlayStation 4.5, which is for 4K gaming, yeah?
Yeah.
So, obviously, this thing has got more power. Now, if you have the PlayStation VR and the PlayStation 4.5 comes out, obviously that machine's got more power. So, if you're using a 4.5 with the VR, there's going to be some games that you're going to be able to play on the 4.5, I would have thought, that you won't be able to play on the normal PlayStation. Would that be right? Do you think?
But is the 4.5 a new physical device?
Well, we don't actually know whether it's...
Nobody knows that.
We don't know whether it's a physical upgrade for...
I know, but I cannot tell you.
As far as the public go, we don't know whether it's an upgrade or a new physical device. But it then creates a sort of a divide between the two systems and what one system can do in VR and what the other can do in VR, which might cause major complications there.
Yeah, it just makes it more chaotic in a way.
A console war within a console war, really.
The asset, huh?
Sorry, Sylvia, what was that, mate?
I said it makes it more chaotic and harder in adapting the assets. So it depends, like, typically you're not going to produce a game for the new PlayStation that would run on the old PlayStation if you only want your game to run in VR. You might want to target, but I think that Sony is, from what I know, and from the little details that I can talk about, is that they're gonna make they have some kind of adaptive asset
an engine that will make this much easier to deal with.
Sort of.
Yeah. It's a performance, and you know, so if you build your asset for the 4.5, you can just really target the platform on only, and if you use the adaptive assets engine, then you can target both.
Actually.
So
Yeah, that's awesome.
yeah.
Yeah, that makes a bit of sense.
Also, Selfie Tennis version where the racket is stuck to your face and you can just play with your head, you know?
For the Gear VR.
Hey, you gotta love your VR, man.
That would be cool too.
Yeah, that'd be great. I'd totally be racket face, man. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I think like if PlayStation VR announced the next Killzone, like supporting it with like the PS Move controllers, it'll be tough to say no to that because I really loved Killzone 3 with the Move controller and the sharpshooter rifle back in the day. That was so sick. Like, I think that could tip the scales, and I'd have to just have a. I think I would need to play Killzone. I loved it so much, and it was amazing because I think that was like the first 3D PlayStation Move enabled game, and it was really good fun back in the day before VR was a thing, you know.
Whatever it is, you know, like the new PlayStation or the current one, you're still gonna end up not having to spend $4,000 on an optimized PC, you know, and you'll be able to spend. I don't know how much is the PlayStation sell for.
It's like 400.
$399. Yeah.
$399. All right. So $399, and their headset is also going to sell for $399. Yes, that's what I heard.
The headset is for 100 plus all the peripherals of the headset without.
Yeah.
You need the camera and the.
I think they've got two different bundle pricings. They've got the $399 for the core system, which does not include the Move controllers and the cameras, and I believe $499 for the complete system.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing why would you make it complicated for the consumer?
I think it's so that people spend a lot of time
because they're
explaining
competing
it.
on price,
And then you talk
which
about
makes
it.
no sense, right? Compete on content. Like,
Yeah.
Service wearing. I'm not allowed.
You know.
It's like a shitload of like optional extras. A load of like optional extras which are not really optional.
I just figured out what you're.
And we broke this guy's ear.
Oh no! No, he's smoking.
Through his ear?
No, I'm just taking the mic away from the crack pipe so you don't hear it so much.
Just made it more noisy somehow.
So that's why you need one of these little guys right here, where you can just hit mute.
Yeah, that's true. But I have to go at. When are you flying back?
On Monday.
Monday.
Thank you for joining.
Yeah, thanks, Sylvia.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks for coming on, Silvio. That was awesome.
Is that right? No, but you're like,
I'm gonna do my last meeting. That's my last.
Yeah, and then meet up with us.
Leaving is like, hey,
We hang out.
NBAs, guys. While I'm at it.
Sylvia's amazing.
Yeah, Silvio will run very quickly before he broke
Live long and prosperous, man.
Yeah, he was on the brink of breaking the NDAs there, man.
Yeah, man.
On the brink. So, going back to Oculus Touch, is your main concern that, like Wayne's Omni platform, it's just going to be vaporware? Sorry, Wayne.
Alright, open a beer. What?
I don't know. I hope it makes it. I hope it's really good.
We
Because then
want
we
the
can make
best
cool
for
games.
everything, right? Yeah. We just want to make games. We want to make games, and we want to like make games that people
Hell
want to play.
yeah.
Yeah, man.
I don't want to think about if it's going to be good or bad before I see it working, because there's so much cool stuff you can do with what exists, and I just want to spend my time, you know, in an enjoyable way, making cool games for the platforms that exist. Before I went into VR, I was trying to make the best of what was before. I was making PC games, making some mobile games. That was fun. So, you know, it's just take it step by step.
I guess the hardware will be good. It's more like the way they get it to the people, or you know, it's made accessible that is a little bit flawed maybe at the moment.
Precisely. So for how long has VR Unicorns actually been developing games?
Well, we weren't VR Unicorns for a while.
Well, so yeah. So the thing is, VR Unicorns, we kind of came up with that name like a month ago.
Yeah.
I woke up one morning and I love unicorns, and then I was like, guys, should we call this VR unicorns? And they said yes. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they never say yes to me. So,
We all love unicorns.
Well, so Horatio and I were
Unicorns are cool.
like 1.5 years, and Milan, he joined us in June.
June,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
So, like, as I said, I was working on Ragnarok, which was first off called X to Die, and then, which didn't make sense, but, and then Ragnarok, I worked for that. Like, I started working on that 2.5 years ago. Like, I stole a DK1 from the Unity office in Copenhagen, and we were using it for, like, a lot of game jams, and then I promised an event in Poland that I would show up with a VR game. So I kind of had to make a game.
Yeah, and then we had a lot of DK2s. We were
Yeah, Callum is awesome. We love Callum.
because we just
He sent us a lot of DK2s, like the game jammers. When we say we, it's like all the game jammers in the community in Copenhagen. He sent a lot of DK2s for the game jamming scene, so it meant that all our friends were also working on VR games. So that was really nice.
Oh my God. Push for Aimer guy just said, do devs fart rainbows? If so, can I get a job there?
We fly rainbows, yeah.
Sometimes.
Most of the time.
You have to jam with us if you want a job.
Yeah, we jam all the time. It's kind of like getting crazy ideas and just jamming. We don't work real hours. We're apparently
It's not really a job even.
no,
I mean,
like
just
apparently, according to
stuff.
Milan, Horatio, and I are really untalented at living because we're not good with like remembering to eat and sleep and all those things.
Yeah.
Milan is kind of momming us sometimes.
if you can get us, if you can
Most
make good
grown up.
coffee, maybe we can find a job for you.
I did coffee the other day for the first time ever. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now I'm the coffee girl, and then I forgot about it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next one wasn't so good, but the first one was really.
But yeah, Emma, what do you do? Like, just send us an email on the website. But like, you have to jam because we jam. We're not normal developers. We're not very normal.
He actually has an Oculus game coming out called Push for Emer.
Oh, nice. Yeah, sorry, I'm not wearing my glasses, so I'm having a really hard time reading the text.
It's fantastic. You guys have got to check it out.
Yeah, it's a
game. It's really good.
great
Do
experience.
you have any Oculus left?
Over there, right?
Oh yeah, like since we're still here.
Yeah.
We always share all our equipment, so we are out of DK2s right now. And I gave a DK1 to a nice kid who was 10 years old who really wanted to make VR games. So I think we're like out of all equipment actually.
Yeah, I have a friend who has my DK2.
Yeah.
He's still making stuff.
But we might be able to find some. And we're not very good at keeping track when we share.
Well, no, because everybody
Just send us more free stuff and we'll share it with all our friends.
That's cool.
Damn straight. Yes, send us all free stuff.
So, guys, we're going to move on to another topic now. Of course, you're more than welcome to stay on the podcast as long as you want.
Oh yeah, hang out.
Just keep drinking and hang out. That's more than welcome. But I'm very aware that Wayne has got to run.
It's cool.
We really want to bring Wayne in to talk about Vortex because he is Mr. Vortex.
I'm not
he's
Mr.
done some
Vortex.
cool stuff, man.
That sounds like a Batman villain, Mr.
Even the guy that developed Vortex knows that you're Mr. Vortex.
No, I'm not Mr. Vortex.
You are so Mr. Vortex.
So,
I like Vortex.
for the VR
You love
unicorns,
Vortex.
are you guys familiar with Vortex?
I think they'll hate it. I think they'll
Oh,
hate it.
because I think I've seen it somewhere, it's like, but I can't remember what it is.
It's
Tell
a
us more.
VR,
Remember we
VR
have
injection driver.
I heard of Vortex. Vortex.
Come on. La 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 la. We started
It's
drinking
all-
alcohol. This is gonna be so fun.
Yeah, I think that these guys won't really be very fond of it. I mean, I think that a lot of it is nostalgia, but at the same time, basically you're hacking old school games to run with new hardware.
Yeah,
So,
I know what it is. Yeah. See, we have brains.
Injection drivers, basically.
Who are those? Are those agents, right?
I don't know.
I think it's Aiden. I think he forgot his balls and he forgot his fingers. This is our tennis coach, Aiden from South Africa. He's helping us out. Sorry, we totally broke the conversation.
nah, it's all good, man. It's all good. But yeah, I mean, so have you ever tried those drivers out?
I wanted to try them, and then I got distracted. I wanted to try them for the Talos Principle, but I already finished the game at that point, so I gave up. But it felt like a really cool idea to try
Talos
them in
Principle.
VR. the question I have for you is, what are you gonna do for room scale?
For room scale.
Got you there. No, because really, no, I'm genuinely curious because it would be nice to play a lot of. I mean, I love the universes in some of the old games that I've been playing, and it's just fortunate that I mean, it has to be pretty much remade at that point.
A lot of the things I was thinking about, to be honest, was getting in my garage, setting up like the Virtuix Omni. That's probably not going to be shit, but then you know, getting that hacked to work with it all as well, and just explore places like Skyrim, Fallout, massive open universes, and the actual head tracking, even with like a controller. I know it's not as immersive as actually being, you know, moving around. I'm just working from imagination, imagining what it will be like to use your own legs to walk around in these worlds. But just really fascinates me to have these massive open universes that feel like real places and things are real size, and you know, you look up at the ceilings and you feel like you're inside there. You know, it's crazy.
It'll be kind of a kayak game. You'll have to shift with a $2,000 device, but otherwise it'll be really cool.
We're doing it. Kayak game. Shoot, we need to get Ken to play it. Oh wait, it doesn't exist.
Oh yeah.
I'll email him.
But yeah, it sounds really cool. What I think would be cool is to find out if these giant companies have supercomputers that they can play around with. Like, I don't know if we're allowed to say this, but we've been visiting. Am I allowed to say that we visited Lucasfilm?
Yeah. We've treated like ILM and Lucasfilm.
They're doing some really cool stuff about rendering graphics and so on. So what I'm wondering is if anybody in there is crazy enough to jam some real-time stuff just in VR on crazy supercomputers.
Yeah,
you know,
NASA. Go to NASA, man.
Get some really nice graphics in VR. Like not stuff you can already do on good gaming computers, but insane stuff, you know? Millions of particles, polygons, and explosions and stuff. Vegetation, I don't know.
Like 16K
graphics. Going on that route of something that you can only play if you have an expensive device, good computer, or big space to set it up in. Let's just go all the way. Let's just go to fucking IBM. Find out their massive, you know, supercluster.
Yeah,
on those.
They need to build that, man. You know, imagine like NASA. If NASA, you know, there was a place like, was it called The Verge, where you had like headsets and it was like a PC in your backpack or something, but like they were running around real places that were sort of like overlaid with textures in VR.
Isn't that a theme park in Australia?
I don't know.
There's a couple of different ones. The one in Australia is God, I can't remember the name, but they're doing kind of it's almost like a warehouse scale, where teams of multiple people go in with backpack PCs and the headset, and it's like a zombie apocalypse. Yeah, I think what Wayne is talking about is the Void.
The Void, yeah, the Void, not the Verge.
Yeah,
and they've actually taken their space and mapped it completely to what you're seeing in the headset. So when you reach out and touch something, it's actually there.
Have you tried it?
No, I haven't. I wish.
I remember when I was in Holland for Dutch VR Days, one of the guys was there as well and talking about it, but I've never tried it myself. It's in Utah somewhere?
Yeah, I think it's in Utah. Yeah, exactly. I've thought about getting in the car several times and making a drive just specifically to go check out the Void, and you know, that's kind of, you know, as a complete Star Trek nerd, I mean, that's the closest thing to the holodeck, man. I mean, it's, you know.
So I've only seen videos of people's reactions. I don't know how it actually works, and I know that there's some people who are skeptical about it. But if you guys know anyone who's tried it, like, I would love to hear how it actually is and how it works.
There's been a couple of people who've talked about it. You know, it's basically just they've created their own headset, their own custom PC. It goes in the backpack, and then they've created the experience to match the physical environment. So,
but how is it?
Yeah, but how does it feel?
Is it good?
Oh yeah. I got you.
Servius did that 2 years ago. That was the first time I tried their holodeck. So it's just whether it's actually good, because there are a lot of people hacking stuff together, which doesn't mean that it's good. But I don't know whether it's actually good. I've only heard like their marketing talk for it.
All I've ever heard from anybody that's tried it is that it's good. I want to try it for myself. I mean, it just looks like the end-all, beat-all, ultimate cool shit. So,
I would love to be.
Anyone know what their tracking is that they're using for it?
Guys, the build we pushed has the green thing on the bottom, sorry.
Yeah, sure.
Chet hasn't noticed it.
What?
I don't know.
Very good stuff. So, Wayne, coming back to Vortex, how do you think companies like Oculus and indeed, how can I put this, Valve, how do you think they actually feel about Vortex?
I think they condone it because there's an option within 1.3 SDK that enables programs, from programs from unknown sources.
Yeah.
So I think that they're open to that. I think that the main reason, the actual reason for that option is for porn, blatantly. But I think if anyone else can jump in the bandwagon and get their authorized Oculus programs in there as well, definitely. So Ralph at Vortex has got his software working on 1.3 and will be coming out very soon.
Do you? Speaking slightly controversially, then, do you feel that Oculus might block Vortex?
No.
Because it potentially undermines, developers rehashing and reworking a title and calling it something VR edition and selling it for another $39.99.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that it's at the end of the day, there's people that will probably buy the technology just to play their favorite game from years ago. Do you know what I mean? And like the only reason they bought a Rift in the first place was to check out some of that older stuff. Or I don't know. There's a lot of people that of just wanting to play Fallout with in VR. All they want to do is experience being in the Fallout universe or in the Skyrim universe or all these massive GTA 5, man. I've seen people hacking that with Razer Hydras. They're trying to get it for open VR with Steam VR API and just getting GTA 5 up and running. And you know what? I hope they do it, man. And I hope that they can do it and actually make something from it rather than just doing it from community spirit sort of thing. I hope they actually make some money out of it. I don't know if they can, but I don't know. I think it is a good thing. I don't think that Oculus would want to stop that. At the end of the day, Palmer Luckey started off he's like built that shit from the ground up and then ended up selling it. But originally he was like one of them people that like to tinker. So I don't think he'd try and take that away from anyone. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Has anyone noticed that they've all left?
Yeah, I think that's just the way of playing with themselves, man.
I was like, where the hell did they go?
That's really, Wayne, that's really interesting, and I really hope you're right. I really hope that that these companies are open to the idea of Vortex, and that we can really kind of get VR working beautifully across some of these older titles, right?
Yeah, definitely. I really do agree, man. And like, Ralph works really hard, man. As soon as there's something, if you find something that needs work on, he will do that. You know what I mean? Like, if you remember GTA 5, he got that shit working like day one. Fallout, he got that working day two. And then profiles improve over time. The guys at Vero Perception, they do that shit for free. They don't even get paid. And the 4.0 version is dropping sometime in April, which means it's going to be on consumer tech. It's exciting times.
Oh,
that's great, man. Really good. Okay.
So
then,
we have some new guests in here.
I was gonna say, all of a sudden we have a bunch of new guests in here.
We got Andreas, we got Dave, we've got Pavo, and you've all joined because I'm pretty sure I posted the wrong link.
Yeah.
But stay. I'm not saying no.
I just looked down and I was like, what the hell, man? Where are all these extra people coming from?
And Shane.
That's
good.
Okay. So
we're here because the link got shared.
Okay, well, I guess it's community night on VR.
Okay, we have community night. That's okay.
Okay, well, we'll talk to the community here.
Indeed. So, while we've got you guys in here, do we have any questions?
Yeah, I'm just gonna, just to avoid it getting out of control, because clearly I've fucked up here. I'm gonna probably just do a mass mute and kind of ask people to unmute if they have questions.
I thought we got hacked at one point. I was like, what the hell is going on?
No, it was me. I posted that wrong link. I mean, I've no problem with people joining the Hangout.
Before you go, mate, VR unicorns are bouncing, so thank you very much for stopping by.
Thank you.
Hey, guys. Awesome.
Goodbye.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Good luck with Selfie Tennis. Awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Julie, keep continuing to play with yourself.
I will.
Mm-hmm.
Every day. And I'll tweet out live about it. That's what I do.
This is good to know. And yeah.
Bye, you guys.
See you later.
Bye. Thank you.
Yeah.
Chris, man, your expression killed it, mate. You look fucking worried, bro.
This
Don't do that when I just drank my beer. I'm gonna like spit my beer all over the camera. And that's not
Right.
good.
So, seeing as we
go
have some
back to being
guys,
moaning bitches now.
yeah, seeing as we have some guys in here, do you not want to actually unmute them? And that's
No,
just,
they can unmute themselves.
right. Okay,
Well, that's not
guys,
saying
if you have
unmute
some
them, let's not
questions,
talk to them.
unmute yourselves, and let's see where this goes. It could be interesting.
Yeah, and you are allowed to swear. It's cool.
Yeah, it's drink and whatever.
Drink and swear and I don't know, whatever. Fuck it. Let's post a link out everywhere.
Fucking do it.
Okay, just, we're gonna take this
Get
shit
mental.
global tonight, y'all.
Yeah, so hold on, I'm doing it. Hold on, where's the link?
No,
By the way, how are we doing
we can't handle that.
on the view count? Actually, how are we doing there?
I
We got
have no
about
idea.
about 21 people watching right now.
We got more people in.
all the views are going to go down to 1, and the rest will be in here. Just
Everybody's
Yeah, I'm
gonna
not-
be in the chat. Yeah,
mosh
exactly.
pitted in there.
So anybody out there that's ever wanted, just go find this mystery link that Chris posted, and yeah, just jump in. Sure.
Don't blame me. It might have been Greg.
All right,
It could
fine.
have been
It
me.
was
I don't
somebody.
know.
I don't know.
Think I'm
All right,
blaming
I'll be right back.
I'm going to
Right,
bang mine
okay.
out now, man. I'm fucking putting it out right now.
Do it. I don't care. Right. Okay. So the next on the schedule here, we've got Wayne. You've talked about Vortex. It's me now. I have to talk about negative stuff. I have
Yeah,
to talk
go on.
about the failure of Oculus Rift to launch and the fact we've all been sitting here waiting for stuff to ship. Myself and Don. I'm really glad actually Don's walked away at this moment because Don's so pissed off about it. He's practically drinking himself to death. We ordered within the first 20 seconds of the Rift coming out, and we got nothing. We got the message saying it'll be a March shipment, and so we were really expecting to be in there early, and nothing. And of course, we're not alone. We can't whinge and bitch too much about this. It's just we're all in the same boat. So, what's gone wrong? And who do I shout at? I don't know.
Why is it so silent on the fucking Oculus side? Do you know what I mean?
Well,
I
that
don't know, man.
Why-
is a good point.
Why don't they just announce that there's been a problem, and then people would be happy to hear that, rather than just nothing, man? Radio silence is fucking wank.
It is. It is. Fucking wank. Thanks, Wayne. You've hit the nail on the head.
Wank?
But no, it's just, I mean, Don's back. Don, anything from you on this subject? Failure to
What
launch?
subject?
Wanking. No, not really wanking.
All right, yeah. So look. It's been a rough day. It's been a rough couple of days. Okay, so like over on Reddit, everybody's going by timestamps and this and that and the other. And Chris and I both had a photo finish on this. I pulled the Unix time code. I'm 5 minutes 52 seconds
Wow.
into pre-orders, and here we are. We launched on the 28th, and yeah, I still don't have anything but the 1 to 3 week shipping email, and I'm thankful that I got that.
Mhm.
So at least I know it's coming in the next couple of weeks, but I cannot fathom what's going on with this launch.
Don't forget
I have no
the second email, Don, the trolling email. Your Oculus Rift.
Oh
shipping.
yes, yes. Oh yes.
I mean,
No, yeah.
Who
got
does
that.
that? Everyone's sitting there waiting for the email to come in. They send out an email saying your Oculus Rift is shipping. You look at it and goes, what a momentous occasion. Over the next months, your Oculus Rift will ship. You fucking bastard. Anyway, so yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm more angry than you, Don.
I don't know, dude. I'm pretty damn. I mean, I'll say it. I'll say it right here. I'm pretty damn mad. When I checked out, I fought through the white screen of death like everybody else, And I was lucky enough to be on a fast enough server, and I got in there, and I got my pre-order, and all my Google information was filled out, and it just auto-populated, and bam, next thing I know, it says, your expected ship date is March.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sucks.
Well, today is April.
Well, look at it on
and it
the
still
plus
hasn't even shipped.
Look at it on the plus side, Don. By the time you actually get it, it might come with touch.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there
that's
you
true,
go.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's always
You know,
very true.
and I am, you know, there's been a lot of talk about Vive on the podcast tonight. You know, and I am almost starting to kick myself in the ass for not pre-ordering the Vive, because there is a good chance people are going to receive their Vives before March expected ship date. People receive their Rifts.
You can't kick yourself over that, though, mate. I mean, I was there with you, and we did the math, and the math pointed towards Oculus. Chris even made a crazy video about that shit. Do you know what I mean? Lasers and everything.
I remember that. Yeah, you know. No, and I have, you know, I've been in VR for a long time. I've been doing this for the better part of 20 years. So this is a day I've waited for a long time, and I think that's why. I don't know. I'm a little emotionally connected to it, and you know, it literally, it's just I just sit here and I scratch my head and I go, what has gone wrong that they won't at least tell us, hey, you know, cool, it's going to ship next week, and then I'm like, okay, great, you know, you're a new company, it's a new launch for you, you're not used to shipping hardware, so hey, I'm cool to wait another week. It's the silence.
Okay, so on that, what about that potential April Fool's message that you
I
went out
think
there,
April
Game
Fool.
On?
I think it's an April Fool.
Okay,
No,
well,
it's an April Fool. It's
Game
an
On,
April Fool.
should we even talk about it?
Talk about it if you want.
Game Hard, you're the one who raised it. What was it about?
Well, hold on. I was just trying to actually locate that.
It was an employee.
Game Hard is looking for the link. I might shed a bit of light on some positive stuff for Oculus while Game Hard's looking
Go on,
for
man.
that. So,
yeah, do that.
basically, Steam VR has now integrated Oculus Runtime 1.3. So, in effect, you can sideload your games into Oculus. If you go into the Oculus Home, if you've got 1.3, and go into Settings, then General, you can enable unknown sources, which will let games from Steam sideload through the Oculus Runtime. And at the moment, I've tested Subnautica, which works flawlessly. What was the other one I done? Subnautica. I tested the
Elite
Dangerous, yep. And the big one was P-Cars, because a lot of people have been really pissed off that they bought P-Cars on Steam and had to buy it again through the Oculus store, but no longer. You can actually run P-Cars through Steam and sideload it through the Oculus Home.
They're going to be even more pissed off that they've just bought it on Oculus and they fixed it on Steam.
Yeah, well, I mean, unfortunately for Mr. Gamehard sitting in the corner, he done exactly that.
Oh, I didn't know that. Sorry, mate.
Yeah, he did. He bought it just the other day, and then all of a sudden, bam, straight out of the fucking blue, the dev's like, you know what, we're sorry, here you go, open arms, you can run it through Steam now. And it's a bit of a pisser. I mean, people already owned the game, they've bought it a second time, and now they've just been told you didn't fucking need to do that. And it is a bit harsh, you know?
It's really harsh.
It's not even that, guys. The big thing that came out on that today that really I was like, what the fuck? So no cross-platform play between that. So, you know, Gamehard starts it on his Oculus Home account, and we all started on Steam, and we can't race with each other.
Well, me and Gamehard are testing that theory. We haven't really had the chance to test it properly. We tried earlier on, but we only had 5 minutes to spare to test that and couldn't figure it out. As far as we're aware at the moment, that looks correct, that you cannot do cross-platform play between Steam VR and Oculus. But we will endeavour to put a bit more effort into this and see if there is a way to do it.
Yeah, and I'm sure that issue will be addressed in the future as well. So I definitely want to talk a little bit, about some of the bad reviews of the Consumer Rift issues. But first of all, let me just talk a little bit about what potentially could be April Fool's joke, a seriously bad joke, regarding the fact that so many people are still waiting for their consumer versions of the Oculus. So, I mean, take this lightly and with a pinch of salt, because we cannot confirm this statement. So it goes something like this. So one of our manufacturers fucked up. It's more than just the missing inserts. I'm surprised no one has figured it out yet. It's the optics. So notice how the reviews of the engineering samples didn't mention the glaring problem. We will address that as well. Problem of our Fresnel lens. That's because the problems were detective, but are an old version, and we didn't find out until the first Kickstarter complaints came in. I know how do you miss something like that? I know the team that missed it, and they're hard workers, dedicated like everyone at Oculus. The tones here leading up to the launch was intensely focused on getting the Rifts into your hands as soon as possible. I guess we people got sloppy. It's a clusterfuck. So there we are. Last weekend, getting the first reports, and everyone's going ape shit. What do? So we stopped shipping the stockpiled Rifts. We sent teams out to our manufacturers and distributors, and we're slowly identifying which Rifts are defective and which aren't. Some of this involves actual pulling them out of their awesome boxes and manually testing them out. So this is basically what it goes on about. The fact that the lenses were corrupt or wrong.
So I was listening to that. I mean, there's 2 points I think that make that bullshit, and maybe I'm wishful thinking on this, Game Hard. I'm not saying you believe it either, because I know you think it's April Fool's as well. But I think the thing about identifying the lenses, requiring them to plug it in, that's bullshit. That is 100% bullshit. There's no way. But first of all, they could probably tell based on the shipment numbers, and secondly, they could tell by looking at them that the lenses were different.
Well, I mean,
precisely.
what was said in that was that they were originally meant to be Fresnel lenses, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. And the lenses that were in there aren't Fresnel. Now, really, you should be able to tell a Fresnel lens just by looking at it.
Look at it like that.
Yeah, you'll see the rings. I mean,
The other thing that makes it bullshit for me is, fuck, I forgot what it was. I actually even wrote it down and I forgot. No, fuck it. The
thing that makes it bullshit for me, initially, I thought, yeah, April the 1st, but then the second thing that made me think, you know what, it's bullshit, is the fact that the geezer edited his comment and put April Fool's, haha, or something.
Did he?
Yeah.
So then it is confirmed.
There was some sort of an evidence. Yeah.
Well, the other thing about that is that, if all the Kickstarter backers that got dodgy Oculuses, I think we all would have heard something about that at some point in the last couple of weeks. I think that itself made it bullshit. Anyway.
Just before we change subject or do whatever we're doing next, while I mentioned the side loading, it was something I forgot to mention. Radio G. Radio G was a game that I bought on Steam quite a while back for the DK2, and it appeared on the Oculus Store, and basically you couldn't play it on the Oculus Store if you had the Steam version. If you do own that game and you want a redeem key for the Oculus Store, all you need to do is boot the game through Steam, and you'll get a little message that pops up when you boot the game with an email address. Email them. They'll ask you to produce your Steam receipt for the game, and they will send you your key when they see your receipt.
I've got a real big problem with that. I actually entered a competition on the Rift Arcade back in the day, and I won my key for it. But because I won a key for it, I donated the full price of the game to the developer. I went on their fucking site, hit the donate button, donated the cost of the game because I won the key. So I'm fucked.
I would still email them and explain it.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know what your chances are there, mate, but I would email them and explain it.
At the end of the day, I can live without Radio G. Like if they're willing to do that and not address, why the fuck should I have to contact them?
Well, this is very true.
You know what I mean? Why the fuck should I have to contact them? How about you contact me? You contact me because I've got a fucking Steam key on my Steam account. You know who's got your fucking keys. How about you send them fuckers Oculus Home keys. Don't be a type wanker.
This is true. This is very true.
Get the keys out to the people that supported you.
The thing is, as well, with that, you only have till the 30th of April to redeem your key, and if you don't do it by the 30th of April, you're then fucked.
Definitely. Hi, Julie.
Hello.
Julie is back.
Mm-hmm.
That's a problem, of course. There you go.
So yeah, that's my little rant. Maybe the developers got it all wrong. Maybe it was someone above him. Maybe it was an investor. Maybe someone else made the decision. But at the end of the day, it's fucking wrong. And I said the same about PCARs. PCARs have sorted the problem. I'm cool with them. I'm cool with people that sort it. Thank you for sorting it. But fucking hell, the people like.
I know what you mean. It's a real pain in the ass.
I'm normally not negative over on Reddit, and that I've made actually a couple of nasty little ranty posts about it. It's just, okay, look, one of my favorite games in the world, Elite Dangerous. What the hell? Immediately, hey, no, here's your Oculus key, here's your Steam key, and if you don't want to use either one of them, you just install our app, and we just play right from your desktop. So they're totally getting it right and saying, you've given us the money. These are the ways you can play it. Then play it any way you like.
Yeah, that's exactly what every developer should be doing. Take a leaf out of their book, man. And I was disgusted by PCARs. They've sorted it out now, as Greg said, but that was a crowd-funded project.
Yeah.
What the fuck were they thinking, man?
Disgusting.
Disgusting.
We got a news flash here in the chat here. 89 Herbie S is saying, news flash, Reddit post, Oculus issue apparently being solved as we speak. Shipping should resume full speed next week.
Okay. Interesting. Let's find that post. I'll fire it up.
On the subject, while we were speaking about Frontier and Elite having the keys redeemable for the site, one of the things that Frontier do have at their advantage is when people originally bought Elite, they had to sign up to the Frontier store, and they have accounts on the Frontier store. So that makes it very easy for Frontier to allocate keys, because people can log into their account and they'll get their key from their account, whereas something like, say, Radio G, you don't have an account with
with the
devs.
You've got a Steam account.
Yeah, you do.
They can contact you through that.
They do, but how easy is it for them to do that? I don't actually know. Whereas
they must be able to see who's claimed the keys. What account name has a valid key?
You would have thought so, but I don't know how that works, mate. But what I do know is with Frontier, you do have an account that you can log into, and it's very easy for them to do it that way. It's really easy for them to do it that way.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know, man. I think maybe I'm just venting a little bit, but
No, I get you, mate. I can't remember whether it's 8 or 9 games that I own in Steam that are on Oculus Home, and out of all of those 8 or 9, I think I can play 2 of them, maybe 3.
Yeah. Even like Ethan Carter, I'm having issues with that, but that's that's a game that's come out with a recent VR patch. Mine's not even working, man.
And albeit a paid VR patch.
I don't mind that.
$10 is all right. I'll support the dev, but once again, it was another one of those titles that said, "Hey, buy me because I'm gonna support VR."
Yeah. Thing is, if GTA 5 come out next week saying, "Here's pay $10 to get VR."
Oh, dude, take my money.
That's what I'm saying. Do you know what I mean? So if existing game companies, because it's extra work for developers to go back and make these games VR compatible. So if they're willing to do it for a cost, fuck, I'm willing to support that. And I'm all for it. But for them to charge it and then it not even work, I was a bit gutted. Do you know what I mean? It looks no different on mine. There's no Steam VR shit. I've tried it through Steam VR. I've tried it through just running home. I've tried double booting with Oculus Home and Steam VR. I've uninstalled, reinstalled Oculus Home. Nothing. I've put it down a negative review with my reasons why. Hopefully they address it. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean,
found that post. So this is by a guy called VR-Researcher, and if you look back through the other posts, this is the chap that everyone believes is Palmer Lucky.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, man. There's like a very, very good, like conspiracy theory going on Reddit that is actually Palmer's alter ego on Reddit now. So that
Should he
can
not
leak
get
things
banned
to us.
for having 2 accounts then?
I don't know. But you know what? So far, what the guys leaked over the last, I think, 30 days, 40 days, has been pretty damn close to accurate, if not accurate, every time. So.
All right, so
Absolutely. I think it's very important to remember the fact that we are capable of actually getting our hands on one of these new virtual reality headsets. So I definitely think we should be really happy about that. There are so many people out there that, you know, would probably freaking give up their left arm to actually be able to buy a virtual reality headset, but they can't, you know, because of so many reasons. So many people out there that can't actually purchase one. We're one of the lucky guys, you know. We're still healthy. We have the money. We can purchase the Rifts or the HTC Vives. Many of us have already, you know, put in order. They are both, you know, expecting both VR headsets. So I mean, is it really that of a big deal if we actually have to wait, well, a couple of more weeks, perhaps a month? I mean, is it really that of a big issue? I mean, eventually it will come, and I'm sure Oculus is a very, you know, very serious company, and whatever issues they are having regarding the late shipment, I'm sure they are working very hard to, you know, resolve it. And I mean, it only goes to show how serious they are, you know, the fact that they want to make sure everything is ready to go once it finally happens. And
well, yeah,
I think we need to stay a little bit positive as well, you know.
Oh, I think you're right. And I think when you look at things like, I mean, I mentioned this is one of the things I got most heavily criticized for, I think, on my video, that and the thing about the lasers. But it is the touch controller thing, right? I mean, they didn't ship the touch controllers because they didn't think they were ready. Mm-hmm. So they said, right, no, we're not going to launch something that's not ready. And well, let's see what the Vive controllers are like. But you know, there's a feeling there that was shipped early and that they're not quite ready. So, you know, you got to say, Palmer wants it to work. Of course he does. You know, this is his life's work. He doesn't want it to be a fuck up, and they're not like sitting there rolling around on piles of money saying, "Ah ha ha, look at us, we fucked everyone over," are they? I mean, it's just not the way it is.
Precisely.
Don's back.
I'm back. I have the bladder of a small child, so when I drink beer, it just it runs right through me, man. I swear to God.
As we were talking a bit about community and stuff earlier, and this is something that I really meant to bring up: the VRSpies community chat.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
We've got a link, right?
About that, yes.
Let's get the link out there. Hold on a minute. Let me find that link.
Basically, what's happening with the VRSpies community chat is we have created a Skype chat for anyone who is interested. You can come and join the VRSpies Skype chat and talk in Skype, message in Skype, put questions out to us, or just chat amongst yourselves and basically have fun, or abuse people if you wish.
Yeah, that's always an option.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Billy's
Billy. People. There's Billy.
Hey guys.
Hey Billy, have you been abusing yourself?
What up, YouTube?
What up? So did you buy your car?
Yes, sir.
Good.
Yes,
Everything
sir.
went through.
Yes, sir.
You got your car?
Yes, sir.
Oh, awesome. Okay, nice one. What was it? Mazda Miata, what are they called?
What's that? No, not Miata. It was a Mazda 3.
Oh, you didn't go for the Lamborghini vaginal mustache?
No.
Nope. No Lamborghini Countach for
Diablo. We got a Lamborghini Diablo.
Man, the Countach. That's the one.
Oh yeah, like the Diablo SV and stuff like that. Yeah. That's a proper car.
The Countach. Countach.
Which is utter shit in real life.
In Project Cars, yeah, it's hard to handle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, not for Game Hard though, because he's the man at handling old cars, Project Cars.
Mm-hmm. So, Billy, you missed the breasts this evening.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Can we talk about that?
Yeah, of course we can.
Well, okay.
we had VR unicorns in here earlier, man. You missed them. We had a couple of devs. We had Julie, Milan, and Horatio.
In fact, we still have a dev who's still on here, Pavo.
Yes.
He's also a VR dev. He hasn't got a mic though, so
he said no mic, no keyboard. Yeah, no camera. So.
No mic, no keyboard, no camera.
Not no camera.
Oh,
well,
I'm like, dude, we can't talk to this guy at all. He's just in here. He's got like a mouse to join.
He just hanging out. Well, apparently at one point the VR Unicorns shared the link, and they shared the link to the Hangout. So we all of a sudden looked down, Billy, and there were like a bunch of people in the chat.
What happened? How'd that happen?
I don't know.
Julie seems to be a bit mischievous.
Oh.
Oh, so this I can see this Pavo.
He did that tank game.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
I love that game. It's set to place tomorrow, I think.
That was phenomenal. I hope you keep working on stuff like that.
The one that looks like the old school tank game that was on the.
Well, basically, you could control the stuff with your Racer Hydra. So for instance, if I wanted to go forward, I just pulled both the handles and just boom. No, that was.
And you
brilliant.
pull one back for like turning and stuff.
Yeah, correct. You shifting them.
It's like a bulldozer or something. Yeah, that's nice.
Precisely. No, it was brilliant.
Yeah, so it looks like he says he's going to be making a Vive version of that when he has time.
Excellent.
Good stuff. Glad to hear it.
Oh, nice one.
Yeah, I did a kind of slightly emotional review of that game, which I'm just checking on my channel. I think it posts tonight, as in Saturday night, of that very game, because it's one of those games that like people grow up and they play the things, and they play Zelda and they play Mario Brothers and stuff like that. That game for me, that 3D tank thing, was like my game growing up. I used to stay summers with my gran in St Ives, and they had an arcade, and I used to go down there, and there's two games I used to play. The Star Wars game, that one where you used to fly down the trenches.
Yes.
That one? Fucking amazing. And the other one was the tank battle thing.
This tank battle thing, is that the one that you used to actually have to sit your face into?
Yeah, and and you had
That was Battlezone.
That was around the same time as Operation Wolf.
I just did a video a couple of weeks ago of a very almost true to life recreation of Battlezone and Missile Command in VR.
Oh, you did that one as well. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Missile Command was really good. I saw the Missile Command part.
Yeah, the Missile Command was really kind of a recreation, but the Battlezone was like, man, it was everything that I remembered putting my face in that mask. I mean, it was intense. I mean, it just ran really good. The nostalgia factor was off the charts. So, if you haven't seen it, head over to my channel and check that one out. I think it's called like 80s Nostalgia Overload or something.
Yeah.
I did both of those and put them in the same video back to back. But yeah, I highly recommend that Battlezone. I'm sorry, Battle Tank VR.
Battle Tank.
But you
What's that? Sorry.
Sorry, Belly, you go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I was thinking, I don't know if you were thinking of this game, but what that wireframe tank game? It was like green.
Yeah,
no, that's Battle.
That the one?
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one I remember playing way back.
It's actually coming to PlayStation VR. I don't know if
very,
any of you guys have
very
seen it.
new version of it.
Yeah, I don't know if any of you guys have seen it, but I'm actually quite envious of PlayStation VR for that because it looks fucking insane to be.
Well, not just PlayStation VR. There was actually an article that I started writing for the VRSpies site, but I just haven't finished yet. That's going to kind of go over a few of these retro remakes that are coming back in VR. And that one is also going to release on Rift as well.
Mm-hmm. It's releasing on Rift, yeah?
That's what it says on their site.
Okay,
it said releases on Oculus Rift when available.
There you go, Palmer.
So.
Yeah, man. So there you go. Do you remember this? So
yes, I do indeed.
Pressing my little face against that.
Oh yeah, that was my jam, man.
Oh yeah.
You think about that nowadays. You imagine how many sweaty fucking faces must be.
Oh God.
But you think that now this is an interesting point, right? I went back to St Ives Arcade last week, And St Ives Arcade is just amazing. It's just like a proper retro arcade, and it hasn't really changed much over the years. But I was standing in there, and I suddenly felt pretty sad, because I'd been coming to this arcade since I was about 10 years old, and I realised VR is going to kill it. I mean, but you could say, well, maybe that's bollocks. Maybe, you know, computer games should have killed it long ago, but it's just going to be all so shit. You know what I mean? Screen computer games are just going to seem so unbelievably crap.
I think in a way, though, it could revive it because we're going to see in the short term, we're going to see VR arcades. But who's to say we can't have the traditional arcade incorporate VR?
Maybe hipsters will keep it alive, Don. Hipsters. They'll be just buying big arcade cabinets rather than.
We'll all just go into, you know, the arcade in VR. I mean, it's.
Well, that's what kind of made me sad. I think
new retro arcade, and love that.
Yeah, that's
still
true.
one of my favorite demos.
If someone could recreate the St Ives Arcade in VR, I think I'd be a very happy person. I'm gonna have to get.
Yeah, but there will be no physical arcade machines at all. That's what was.
No, that's
there's something about walking up to them and actually when you go into an arcade.
You know what? Kind of reminds me of. I don't know if you've seen this game on Oculus Store as well. This pinball FX thing they got going. I saw
that.
Yeah. I saw tested. The guys over at Tested. You know, they built this little. Replica of
the box.
Yeah. Precisely. So you had the buttons on the side and stuff. That looked just phenomenal, though. So cool.
Well, and see, that would give you the visual from the Rift or the Vive or whatever headset you're using, and that also gives you the tactile. So it's just one more step into bringing you into that fully present. You know, you're seeing it, you're reaching out, you're feeling those flippers, you're pulling that plunger. You know, so I mean that's an amazing thing.
Look at that. That's awesome. So you could basically design any pinball machine you want, or.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It wouldn't cost as much. That's a cheap way. That's a cheap way to have your own.
Yeah, can you imagine? Awesome. You can have any table you want. You know, you don't have to spend like $4,000. You know, on an actual pinball machine. You can just.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's something. I mean, it's really the circuitry's not that intense. It's something you could DIY.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still expensive building those things, isn't it?
You know, I don't know. I had a weird idea the other day of I've got an old busted wired Xbox controller, and I play a lot of Pinball FX 2D with my kids. That's one of the games that we sit down and play a lot. And you know, what you use for the flippers is the paddles. So why could you not then run wires over and actually recreate that in a DIY sense? It's just using an old wired Xbox controller. You know, and modifying that.
Nice.
So I don't know. This is just something I've thought about trying to do. You know, little DIY project. So.
Yeah, dude. DIY's bomb.
We've got this VRSpies community chat room is already kicking off.
Everyone's I was gonna say all of a sudden I hear all these messages popping up on screen.
Yeah, it's going well.
Zipon was the first to join, followed by McCraig.
Yep, and
it's getting dirty over there.
Apparently, Caleb is a maggot farmer.
A maggot farmer?
Yeah, which I've just pointed out that in the UK a maggot is a small penis, so Caleb now has tiny cocks.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I told this will go out of control very quickly, but fuck it. Let's just.
Well, you know, it's just another way for us to.
I'm just going to post it on Twitter and be done with it.
Yeah,
there you go. Yeah,
but that's what it's for, mate. It's a community chat. It's just to let people in and talk shit and share their thoughts and you know.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's a really nice idea. It's your idea, Greg. I think it's a cracking idea.
It's like the '90s, man. It's like a chat room.
It is. It's like, oh god, yeah. It's like AOL.
Yeah, like.
We're back. Oh my god.
What's chode?
Yeah.
What is chode? CHODE.
Like your chode.
Yeah. Chode is still a far more effective way to state such things.
It's like I think it's like a short, fat.
I was gonna say, dude.
It's weird to describe that.
The slang reference would be like, you know, your junk.
All right, okay, because I feel
Oh,
like
it means
Showstopper.
it means you're a penis that's wider than it is long.
Yes.
right.
Yeah, there you
okay.
go.
That's a good way to put it.
I had to find that out on good old Urban
You
Dictionary.
said chode.
Oh boy.
A penis shorter than it is girthy, Greg. All right, okay. Thank you, my friend.
okay.
Thank you.
It's good to know these things.
Okay, so we're talking about penises. I guess that's my cue, guys.
Oh,
I
God.
think I'm gonna jump off now. I'm gonna go.
Oh, you're going to bed
Oh,
too?
game on, come on.
I'm gonna go do some
Play with your
racing or
chode.
something.
You're gonna go play with your chode.
Yeah. Precisely.
Good night then, Game Hard. Lovely
Yeah,
having
guys.
you on, mate.
Oh
Great
boy.
cat.
See you next week. Well,
Signing off.
speak to you soon. Bye bye. Right,
Yeah.
so I guess now almost everyone's left. We could talk about HTC Vive again, can't we?
Yeah,
could play
okay.
it with
Yes.
credit cards.
Yeah. No, let's talk about that.
So I'm kind of hoping they would have charged my credit card again.
I'm
'cause-
hoping they have as well. They did say to me when I spoke to them earlier on the phone. Now I know you said you got absolutely nowhere with them on the phone, but I did get quite decent response on the phone. And what I was told was that 8 o'clock this evening past, they should have been making the second wave of charge for the fuck-ups.
Right.
And if you weren't in the second wave, there would be a third wave 8 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
If you do not see a credit card charge by 8:30 in the morning, phone them at 9 when they open.
Okay.
And they will escalate your crisis situation.
It
You
will be.
don't have to go out and create manslaughter.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. You
Good
might
God,
be charged
imagine
power tools.
that they'd actually talk to you.
Yeah, I mean
That
HTC.
they might actually say something if there was a problem.
Well, I mean they don't want people going out in the street and bludgeoning fuck out of people just because you haven't had a Vive order. You know what I mean? Like in court, you fucking bastard, kill someone, and then you're in front of the judge. I'm really sorry, HTC fucked up my pre-order. You know what I mean?
The judge would understand, though, right?
I'm not a fucking murderer. They just fucked up my pre-order. They don't
Yeah,
exactly. It's bad PR.
Exactly. Very bad PR. So let's see what happens. I mean, there's a theory, isn't there, that HTC are going to do it right, and actually the launch date, which is April 5th, which is next Tuesday, is going to be the date we'll get our Vives in the first wave.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think I read today somewhere on Reddit that people were already starting to see pre-notices on FedEx that their tracking number, some people were getting tracking numbers already.
Yeah. I'm gonna see if I can find that tweet that I had dealings with. Let me see. Where the heck would it be? Me. I'll just sing nonsense here as I'm speaking.
You sing along. So
Where
I've just
is
posted
it?
out the VR, well, the Skype chat room, community chat room, to my Twitter account, and let's see if anyone actually joins off the back of that, because I'm fairly sure nobody looks at my Twitter. I've got like 2,000 followers, and like literally nobody looks at it.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
Okay.
Two and a half thousand.
How do I share this Twitter thing? Or
All right, click
Just
on your
screen
screen share.
We'll be right back.
This is like technical support chat.
screen share. Okay.
How are we gaining viewers?
Can
with
you
this
see
format?
that? Can you see that there?
No.
My Twitter.
No. Click on screen share.
Yeah, I did. But then I need to swap tab to get to my Twitter.
I don't know, mate. Don't know.
Okay, right, okay. So we have a tweet from Kenzo Coleman to Daniel O'Brien, and Daniel O'Brien is the head of HTC VR. Okay, so basically, Kenzie Coleman tweeted him saying, "Is April the 5th the day the Vive ships, or is that the day it arrives?" Daniel O'Brien, head of HTC, tweeted back, "Start arriving." Very short tweet, but it was just "Start arriving 5th."
Oh, not bad.
So that is the plan apparently according to HTC.
Well, that is very interesting. So let's just see if that happens, shall we?
Mm-hmm. Sorry for fucking up the screen share, but I am a bit of a spastic.
Don't worry about it.
You are. That's all right.
Don't worry about it. So, so Steam VR has been updated. Oh, what's happened?
I've just had an email from HTC.
Oh, shut up.
Oh, really?
Why?
Live.
Oh,
no.
so have I.
No,
Oh my God! Everybody's getting
I
emails.
need to read this.
Except for the Oculus people.
I need to read this because this is a fuck-up email.
Yes,
We're excited to have you on board for Vive, but there was an issue with your payment information. We need to help to get you back on track so your Vive arrives when you're expecting it. Check the card number. Yeah, it's all fucking correct, you spastics. Sorry for the bad language, though. And please contact your bank. That's been done.
I've done this earlier, like twice. I've contacted them and said, please can you just do this again?
You can use PayPal as an alternative method. If you still have trouble after confirming your payment, contact us online. It says you can use PayPal. How the fuck do I link? Yeah, how the fuck do I link this to my PayPal?
Damn you, HTC! Why'd you do this?
Okay, Matt, we just had a comment in the chat, and I just checked mine, but Matt Poole says, guys, try refreshing your shop at Oculus.com page. Your order, mine has changed, and now they've taken the postage cost off. Try it, guys, and let me know. Well, Matt, I just did mine, and actually it now says my total is $599. No shipping.
Oh, nice.
Was that for Oculus, yeah?
Yes. So I am now wondering if, because of the shipping debacle, they're at least now going to provide free shipping.
Oh, that'd be sweet.
Yeah. That would be nice. It's quite expensive in the UK. It's more
because earlier today it was $629. Now that begs the question, though, if they're going to take the shipping off and they're going to make it free, is it still going to be next day air?
Yeah.
I'm going to check mine now to see.
Yeah, I sure did though.
Right.
Greg, can I just give you a little bit of reassurance here?
Mm-hmm.
They haven't tried to take a second charge, right? I've got an Amex app on my phone, and if I get any kind of blocked transaction, I get an immediate text. Immediate. Okay, this is an email in response. Following on from yesterday's blockage. Yeah. I don't understand what it means because we've called them twice and they've said they're just going to reissue it, and this email looks like it says.
Are you seeing the same email as me?
Yeah, it's the same email. You read it and I looked at it.
Well, what I don't understand with this email is this is just completely and utterly fucking bonkers.
Mine says $599 as well.
Check the card number. That's fine. Contact your bank. That's been done. Blah blah blah. You can use PayPal as an alternative method.
No, you can't.
Where the fuck is the link to that?
You can't change your method. You can't cancel your order, then reorder with it.
It's saying that you can use it as an alternative. Now, if that's the case, why haven't they provided a fucking link to do that?
Yeah. Yeah, precisely. So, I find it also very frustrating, Greg, to be honest.
I apologize for my language, but this is
this is live breaking.
Not only has Oculus got issues here getting their things out, HTC seem to have the same fucking bonkers problems.
No, I'm telling you, it's like everybody is just screwing the pooch all over the place.
Can I just say one thing?
Go on.
Happy haircut, Caleb.
Dude,
yeah.
Okay. In 3 weeks. Right.
No, I'm not taking the piss. It looks good, man.
No, they're good, man.
Okay, I just had to jump in because breaking news. Okay, you guys are telling people to go to their order histories and check Oculus Shop. I'm not sure who said to do that.
That was Matt Poole.
Okay. Well, I did such a thing. I went to Oculus Shop just a second ago and I took a look at it. Is there a possible way for me to share my screen here?
Yeah, you can share it.
Okay, so I'm looking here at my Oculus Home here.
Oh, just
apparently,
stop.
no. See, Dawn, just Dawn, Right.
Stop
See,
with your April Fool
apparently, like
shenanigans.
if it's shipped already, they've already charged you the $630. So you are gonna already have it charged to you. If they've already sent you an Oculus, guys, I'm sorry, you've spent the $30 already. So it's just the way it is. So if you haven't gotten an Oculus coming to you yet, you're gonna have to wait a little bit. But at least you saved yourself $30, right? It's not a big deal. And I just want everybody to know that. So it's a good thing. Good thing, right here from the VRSpies. That's right.
For those watching, Caleb actually got me with this a couple of days ago, and yeah, that's some Photoshop wizardry right there, son. So
how is Caleb?
I know what you're talking about. I'm okay, man. There's some shit going down right now. UPS just called me. They want me to pick up this package. It's about 8 pounds. I'm not really sure what it is, so I got to go do that right now, actually.
Yeah, you do that.
The note was on my door yesterday. I just didn't think about getting it, and it was from California, so I didn't really care. But anyway, just wanted to say hi to you guys. I've been missing you. And by the way, I do have a video. I'm gonna post it as soon as this is over, right? So as soon as it's over, I'm posting this little video. I had no internet for 3 whole fucking days.
Really?
And of course, after a couple days, your Steam won't work because they don't verify you, right? And so they're like,
it's garbage. Steam is garbage.
Yeah, so I can't play any games, and I can't even do my Rockstar. So I was sitting here, I was all ready to play Rocksmith. I'm sorry. So I was getting ready to do my Rocksmith, right? And it's like Steam won't load. I can't even play my Rocksmith to practice. So I'm like, okay. So I made you guys a ballad of the VRSpies. So I'm gonna post that little video. It's terrible.
Nice.
It's just as bad as Oculus launch was, so I promise you it will be superb.
Are you sure about that?
Oh, it can't be. Maybe it's better. Maybe. I don't know. It's going to be up to you guys.
Anything's got to be better than the Oculus launch.
I don't know about that. I am kind of. Look at that! Alt-Space swag! Okay, enough.
I see you got the T-shirt there, Caleb.
I did get a T-shirt, and GameHeart's not here to make fun of me, which is good. So it's good stuff, man.
Doesn't usually make fun of you.
More man shit with me. We can always do that in Alt-Space, and it'll be a fun time. But
so, Greg, don't worry about that email.
Yeah, you guys and your vibes.
Leave it till tomorrow. I just tried to get. You go to that page, right? The email says go to this page,
and it's a support chat page.
Yeah, and you go to support chat, and it goes, and so you click on support chat, and it goes, sorry, nobody's here. We've all gone home to roll around in our big piles of money.
Yeah, exactly. I really wouldn't worry about it.
Well, they won't have big piles of money if they don't fucking charge anyone.
Yeah, that's true.
No.
I'm gonna.
Yeah, imagine that. I've never wanted to give somebody $600 more in my life.
No, Jesus Christ!
But it's like, please, just take my damn money. I'm like throwing money at the screen and nothing's happening. It's just
this is like $1,000, right? That they won't take. And if they phoned me up and said, sorry, it got declined. Can we do it over the phone now? I'd say yes. Can you do it via PayPal now? Yes. Absolutely. Phone me. I will give you $1,000. Here's my phone. Phone me!
Yeah, it's amazing. You would think that immediately, if they've got customers out there and they're trying to charge them and they're getting declined, you think that they want that money just as much as you want them to take it. So they should have people calling you saying, "Hey, sir, would you like your device?" I mean, that would make sense.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I think Wizard King in the chat has it right. He says PSVR launch will be flawless.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yep. Right. Sony will nail it.
Of course they will, and they need to, because VR's in the hands of 2 monkey companies at the moment. It's one very bad
Caleb.
Just
a bunch of monkeys trying to run around fucking football.
Was that Snapple you were drinking there?
Dude, was it Snapple? Of course it was Snapple, dude.
What flavor are you on?
This one is a Snapple apple, okay?
Nice.
It's fun because it rhymes. My favorite is, of course, kiwi strawberry, but they don't have that one. So they had this diet one that looked really good, but it was like diet, that means less sugar, and we know what that means.
Yeah, I mean, diet gives me diarrhea, mate.
There you go. There's reasons for that. I mean, Splenda or that sweetener stuff, it's not better for you. Not better for you. Less calories and more shit.
We've just lost 2 viewers during this conversation. I just want to say. That's
you know what? I'm sorry, because you went to Snapple. They were like, this is supposed to be a VR.
Well,
you know what?
They're
more into Mountain Dew.
I will say one thing: all products in the future, and I saw this big thing come out the other day, and I've noticed it on Twitter. The rush has happened since Oculus has launched, and that is that people are, especially in the big industries, they're saying every product needs to have promotional marketing in either AR or VR, or you're going to get left behind. So to future-proof your devices, your products, your anything, you need to have AR or VR marketing set in motion right now. Because the stuff is getting to the point where everybody's going to find out about it, and if your products aren't viewable or available in 3D space, good luck on sticking around. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. I true that.
You want some lays? Well, jump in your VR and you can get free bag. Find them in the VR place. But, so we're all going to be VR avatars trying to find a bag. You find it, and they send you a free one. I mean, shit like that. And they're going to do all kinds of weird stuff.
Yeah. Did you guys ever watch that show Black Mirror? I think it is. The second episode of that is like a little bit about. It kind of reminds me that they had like a lot of advertising and like kind of virtual worlds and stuff. Have you guys seen that show, Black Mirror?
Sounds cool.
That sounds
cool.
You should
That's
watch it.
something I should know about, but I don't.
Dude, that show is
Lawnmower Man.
Nuts though.
Yeah, I've heard of it. I don't know.
It's pretty brutal. Like the first episode, a guy has to like.
Just wait for my fucking Game of Thrones to come back.
Okay, guys, I really do got to get UPS to pick up this package before they close.
Yeah, you go down and pick up your package
I got like
from
another
UPS.
10 minutes before they're out. So yeah, it's good seeing you guys.
Definitely
Definitely make sure you guys hit me up later. I'm gonna have this unboxing video I'll probably get started on, so we'll talk about that.
Yeah,
later.
you do that. Yeah.
So it's good seeing you guys.
Just go.
Till next time.
That was a nice exit.
Yeah, that was pretty slick.
Very slick. Right, well, it's 1:53. Let me just check the agenda so that we've covered everything.
I think we covered everything. Is any audience questions before we go tonight? Anybody want to chime in?
You've got
Anything
questions?
you wanna say?
Get into the Skype chat because we just don't care. Just get in the Skype chat.
This is the time.
I'm going to paste that Skype chat link again.
Well, Skype
you guys
chat.
You've all forgotten about it already.
Yes, absolutely, Matt Poole. Give me Game of Thrones now. Absolutely.
Right, Skype chat. There we go, buddies. Jump in
I have
there.
not been monitoring the Skype chat. I've been monitoring the.
Oh, nice one.
No, that's fine. Well, let's just paste the link up so it's visible in the actual video because a lot of people watch this. Believe it or not, it's quite popular. This channel on the archives. We get lots of visitors.
Yeah, we do.
So.
After the matter,
yeah. After the fact, yeah. So.
I noticed that.
Christopher Emmer is asking, is anyone wearing My Little Pony boxers? No.
Let's have a look.
No, this is
not today.
No, this is in the YouTube chat. Yeah. So.
No. That's you need to get over to Hooper's channel for that. Hoopermation.
Yeah. Oh, that's bad.
Oh.
I'm
only joking.
You went there.
I went there. And yeah, it's too late. It's said, and I can't unsay it. The bell has rung.
Hell.
Okay, hold on a minute. Let's. Right, there you go. So there's the link. Enjoy it. join.skype.com/. That's easy to remember. I should make that a bit.ly link, shouldn't I? I'm lazy. Let me make that a bit.ly link. Hold on a minute. What the fuck am I doing?
Yeah, man. It's amateur hour up in here.
It's amateur hour. bit.ly.com.
Zarin wants to know what human body part would you like to replace or augment? Well, we're getting some interesting questions tonight.
Well, I would like to have an augmented sphincter so that I don't need to walk and it just powers me down the road. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I don't need to use my legs, and my butthole powers me down the street.
I've got a question about sphincters. This is a serious question.
Oh God.
Now, how come when dogs go for a poo, they can crimp it off perfectly without needing to wipe, but humans need to use half a roll of toilet paper? Why is this?
Evolution, my friend. Evolution.
Dude, that is the mystery of the ages, man.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah,
dogs are really good, though. That is true.
Okay.
For the most part.
Well, I mean,
so we actually have a legitimate question in the chat. That's not sphincter related. So, Wizard King is asking Greg, any OS VR support updates?
OSVR support. Okay, so OSVR have support for Steam VR, although it's beta at the moment, and I am currently waiting on my 1.4 hacker dev kit, as is Dawn VR
Yeah,
Gamer did.
both waiting on
We're
one of those.
currently waiting on them coming through. When they are going to ship, we do not know. We're currently waiting on them, and as soon as we get our hands on them, we'll be able to give you far more information on this. But at the moment, we're kind of in the dark. We know how the product works in the sense of how would I put it? How it integrates with the PC and makes gaming a bit easier on a lower end rig. But as far as integration with things like Steam, until we actually get our hands on it and test it out, not too sure. I do know it runs Elite Dangerous. Apart from that, until I get it, can't really say much.
I think Elite Dangerous. I think Project Cars. Now I don't know about their latest update. I don't know if that broke anything, but you know, I know I've seen videos of both of those games running in it. But
Yeah.
I think you're going to see that support start to ramp up.
Yeah, one thing that I do know was that OSVR had some issues, community-based issues, where people were reporting that the 1.3 hacker dev kit had drift issues, and apparently that's all been ironed out. But again, until we actually get our kits through, we can't really comment because
Yeah.
it would be unfair. It would be unfair to say, yes, guys, this is fucking flawless, or no, it's fucking shit. We can't say yes or no either way until we have them.
Soon enough, man. Soon enough. I mean, we're both really excited to try it. And we will definitely report out a lot of information on them.
Yeah, and the last thing that any of us want to do is get across bad information. You know, it needs to come from the horse's mouth when you have it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
did you guys end up going ahead and ordering a OSVR, or are you still like a test kit?
We are still waiting. We're in a queue basically. Myself and Don are in a queue.
I think I actually might be as well. They told me that that's what was going on. Was a queue? There's like a queue before me.
Yeah, well, you basically you got the same email as me and Don, I think.
Yeah, this is just basically.
I got the same email because Greg, you told me the guy contacted me. What's he called?
Jivan.
Yeah. He gave me a fairly generic sounding thing saying something about like being on a list and blah blah blah. And I thought, okay, cool, we'll see what happens. But I'm pretty sure that list is based on subscribers and
Well, yeah. Basically, this is something that I haven't spoke about in the past, and the reasons for not speaking about it was because, well, I don't know, but basically, I proposed to OSVR that I would quite happily review their product as long as I was able to get one free of charge. Now, to some people that might seem wrong, but for me, the reasons for doing that were I want to give my opinion to the community and say, yes, this is a good bit of kit, or no, it's not. And at the moment, due to VR, it's a very expensive time for everyone. So if OSVR are happy to give out kits to people like us to give fair opinions on them, that's entirely up to themselves. And I'm happy to do it. I'm happy to give a fair opinion on their device, and I think they've got a very strong device there. But like I say, until I get my hands on one, I'm really not prepared to comment.
I don't think, seriously, Greg, I don't think there's anything to feel even slightly guilty about by asking for this equipment. At the end of the day, it's a bit like the software development stuff, right? Now, there's a lot of games out there, there's a lot of content to review, and now that this is all launched, it's now costing money. And there's a lot of games. If I actually buy the games I actually want to buy, there's only a few games actually, in reality, that I'm actually interested in playing day in, day out. The rest, I wouldn't play.
Well,
and I certainly
that
wouldn't pay
doesn't mean
10,
to say
15,
that,
20 quid.
yeah, it doesn't mean to say they're not good games,
It's
but
not
you
saying they're
just
good games.
can't.
I just wouldn't be asked.
Well, you
know
can't.
what I mean?
Financially, you can't afford to buy every VR game on the market to review it.
I say the same thing to every dev, and on your advice as well, Greg. You just say to them, look, I run a channel, this is what I do. I'm very happy to review games because I think it'll be interesting for my subscribers and interesting and beneficial for your product. And that's as far as it goes. And that's I'll probably play it once, and that's it. And they give me a key.
Yeah, I mean, my concern is getting out decent content to the community.
Yeah, I think we're all getting the ring here. So.
My concern is getting out decent content to the community. And I can't afford to do that for every game. It's impossible. But what I'd like to do is give as much informed content as I possibly can.
Yeah, absolutely right.
Yeah, it's wide a variety. I mean, like I said, I want to cover everything, man. I mean, if it's VR related, if it's good, I want to get that word out. So.
Yeah, for sure. You know what we should do? Seeing as people are trying to do the old chat room here, we're about to end anyway. But
yeah, I was going to say, it's 8 o'clock. So.
It is 8 o'clock, but let me just quickly paste out the link to this room. Let's just go crazy.
Yeah.
Let's paste it in there. Hangouts. It's now open access.
Oh, man.
Join in.
If you guys...
Hangouts? Oh, yeah, okay.
Hangouts is open access. Get in here, guys.
All right.
Get in here.
Here we go. Anybody, you can all be honorary VRSpies for the rest of the podcast.
And I expect you all to swear a lot. I would be disappointed if you don't say something really crude. But nothing negative about the Dutch. We all like the Dutch, so nothing negative about them. Okay. I hope Nathan's still watching. Right, okay.
Say it again.
Oh, wait, we've had our first person join.
It's Fraser.
Who joined here.
Fraser. He's
Hello,
not speaking.
Fraser.
Yes, you.
Hello.
He's not saying anything. Well, that was a bit of a disappointment.
Scared.
He's not scared. There you go. He's gone on mute. Okay. Let's see if someone else wants to join in and say a rude word.
Snowdog said he doesn't have a mic or a camera.
Oh, lies. Everyone has a mic and a camera. You're lying. So get in here.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see your cheeky little face.
You cheeky little monkey.
Now this is actually interesting because this kind of like I'm just kind of thinking off the cuff here. This is something I've been thinking about doing as we get further down the line when people have their Rifts and their Vives. I've thought we need to do something like this right here, but we need to do it in VR chat.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we do.
Any of our subscribers, anybody who watches the podcast can come meet us live in virtual reality, because that gives people the ability to go in VR if they're one of the lucky recipients of an Oculus Rift or a Vive, and it gives people the ability to come in through 2D traditional gaming, platform.
Oh, Gary
like
just
right there
joined.
on the monitor.
Hey, Gary.
Gary.
What's up, Gary?
You don't get legs tonight.
You got a Dalek voice tonight, Gary.
Yeah, you're.
Oh, again?
Yeah, you're on your like 56k modem.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're on the dial-up.
Right, I'm going to bug out then. And I'm gonna
No, it's fine. Okay, now.
I'm buying another one.
No, you're fine now.
Sound wonderful.
Yeah. So how's it going? How's it going with the old push for more, man?
Don't ask, man. I spent all day making peasants for the medieval planets today. Getting really anally retentive about does that smock look right?
Yeah.
Does that smock look make my arse look big? That kind of
stuff.
Yeah, I know the problem. Smocks.
Damn,
Man, I really thought there'd be much more of a mad rush for people to come in here.
If this word's working at all.
Yeah, it's
Who's
working.
that?
All right, okay.
Who's talking now?
We have Fraser.
Fraser.
Hi,
Also,
Fraser.
Van McCad in the YouTube chat, McCraig in the Skype chat, making it all nice and confusing.
Where are you from, Fraser? You sound like a bit of a jock.
I'm a Glaswegian.
A Ouija, oh for
A Ouija.
fucking hell, man.
How you doing?
I heard that the only good thing in Glasgow is the road out to Edinburgh. Is that right?
The road out to Edinburgh is a glorified dual carriageway. It's not even a motorway.
So, Fraser, you have now entered the world of the VRSpies chat. So, what you got to say, buddy?
Right, that was the problem. I just did this without thinking.
That's the case for all of us.
It's 2 in the morning. I'm tired. You said click.
Zero films.
My body just sort of reacted.
Right. Click here now. And
I've just realised the profile picture in the thumbnail is from my old house at the top of a hill with some sheep, which is a great representation.
No, thanks for jumping in, though.
Usually Aberdonians are the sheep shaggers, but that's fair enough.
I knew you'd come out with that.
Aye. So, Fraser, have you got any sort of VR HMD?
Not myself, other than a cardboard, I suppose, counts.
Okay.
It does. But yeah, just a cardboard next mate. But I have tried a DK1 back. I freelance for a visualization studio for architecture sometimes, and I tried a DK1 with them 2 years ago now. That was good fun. But other than that, no, just waiting on the CV1. 5 minute past order. Usual story.
Hey, 5 minutes 52 seconds.
It's about 5.5. I don't know the exact. I can't remember anymore, but I did check the Unix code.
Yeah, that's where I got mine.
I never did it. I was too depressed to look. So.
Well, I know we finished at the same time.
Ours was a photo finish, so if yours is around 5 minutes, then I guess mine's the same.
We're all three the same. Plus fivers represent.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier in the chat, I think I went from never ever using Reddit to using Reddit every day, every hour for about a week.
That's what got me into it. That's what got me into it completely. Yeah.
Yep.
Anything about that Rift.
DK1
Get very, but it's a little bit depressing. In fact, I would recommend now, and I'm sorry, Wormslayer, if Wormslayer ever sees this, but I don't think the Oculus subreddit is really doing so well. It's got a lot of dicks in there. And
yeah, for
I think
sure.
the virtual reality subreddit is a lot quieter.
To be fair, you can't really blame that on the Oculus Reddit. Unfortunately, the internet gives everybody access to saying whatever they want. So whether it's Reddit, it's Facebook, it's YouTube comments, or whatever site you're looking at that people can share their own opinions, you're going to get that everywhere, as you would in everyday life.
That's true.
Well, the Eternal September started. I mean, we all knew it was going to happen. So, I mean, it's going to happen. But guys, I think after all this shipping debacle stops, and I think things will kind of calm down and go back to normal as people become happy again over there. So
yeah, I mean, it's like any hype train. You know what I mean? You get so hyped for a product coming out, and then there's some issues, and it just turns into a massive explosion of crazy people.
Absolutely. But I don't know, man. I'm still pissed off about the whole Vive thing.
We have Wizard King in here now.
Hello, Wizard King.
What's up, Wizard King?
Hello.
How the devil are you? Good. Glad you're here.
So, Wizard King, what's your thoughts and opinions on the podcast for this evening?
I think it's pretty good, actually.
You enjoying it, yeah?
Yes, sir.
Nice one. You don't need to call me sir.
I recognise your voice. Are you don't go in VR chat quite a lot, do you, Wizard King?
No, actually, I do not.
Okay. No, you just had a very familiar voice there for a second. But anyway, okay. No worries.
So, do you have a HMD of any sort? Are you waiting on a HMD?
I did have the DK2, but then after about a week or so, I wound up selling it.
Okay. Oh man, that's sad.
Why was that? Was that because of sickness, or you just?
No, it was because my PC wasn't really all that great, so I couldn't run a lot of the apps outside of VR desktop.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that's the problem.
Gotcha.
That is the problem, and I think people do get kind of caught out by that. You know, you get the Oculus, and funny enough, it can give people quite a bad impression of VR, right? Because the graphics card maybe is not up to it, and it's got low frame rates. It makes you feel sick. Maybe the tracker doesn't work properly, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
it really makes me wonder. I mean, how many people are about to get, that have followed this for so many years, are about to get that VR headset and experience that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, guys, I'm gonna have to call it because we've gone over the 2 hours. I think it is time.
Mm-hmm.
So thanks for our impromptu guests there at the end. And
Thank you guys for having me on.
No worries,
Wizard King.
Thank you, Wizard King. Thanks for joining.
We've seen you in the community chat, so feel free to hang about in there
and give us a shout whenever you've got any questions.
All right.
Yeah, right on. Yeah.
Cool, guys. Thank you so much. And let's close it down for tonight. And we'll be back next Friday with more guests. I think actually I can talk about the guests next week. Who've we got on? We've got the producer of Giant Cop on next week.
I'm glad you said cop.
Giant Cop.
Giant Cock.
That's probably why he's probably real proud of that name.
Yeah,
Giant Cop.
Giant Cop.
Cop with a P. Yes.
And yes, they've
giant cot. It's just a little bed that you. It's big. It's a bed. Cot.
Yeah. Well, those guys will be on, and so yeah, that's good, and that looks like a tremendously fun Vive game. So I'm looking forward to that one as well. And by next week, we'll all have our HMDs, so we'll be able to show them off.
God, I hope so.
Won't we, guys?
Not me. But I'm so excited for you guys because I'll get to watch all your videos and it'll be amazing to live through.
Really, that makes me actually feel sad.
Oh no, me too.
It makes me want to cry. Right.
Turn the camera off before we all start crying.
Meanwhile, while me and Dawn and Chris are making our amazing videos, Billy will be playing with his giant cock because there is nothing else for him to do.
That's right. In real life. All right, guys, let's go.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.